Talk about Bela Lugosi. They're going to talk about Lon Chaney Jr. He'd be so sad holding his hat saying, please put me in this room and don't unlock the door. And you can't do any better than the Dahl brothers. Jack and Ryan, they're brothers, but they're also bros. What? Pardon? Wrestling. Well, who the hell wants to talk about wrestling? These are horror movies. It's a deep genre. It's a smart genre. Fantastic actors. Fantastic cinematography. Wrestling is just sweating and fireworks and bouncy ropes. There's nothing to how do you talk about that every week? All right. Let's see them try. Take it away, you crazy dolls.
You. Jesus fuck. Fuck my fucking ass. What the fuck? Please shut up.
No. Like that. Master Watto is a
shut
champion.
up.
You're gonna put some respect
Stop
on his
fucking
name
saying
now.
Master Watto on this fucking show.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Co-Champion.
What's up, you guys? Sean Rossap of Fightful here. You're watching the MonsterCast with Jack and Ryan. A big shout out to those fellas. Good people. Check them out.
Oh my god, what is this?
It
Who
looks
is
like a
making
TV.
the New Japan titles? They need to stop making
It's like
titles.
a TV, bro. They took it too literally. That's the problem.
They should have just turned it into a TV. I would have been more impressed.
That would have been cooler.
Put some
Make
antennas
it-
on the top.
No, just make it like a digital title. Like you could display whatever you want on the
Oh,
digital
like an
title.
LCD screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then have
That'd be
the
sick as
picture
fuck.
of the person that's the champ. That'd be so good.
Oh, fuck.
That'd be worth it.
Wrestling podcast. How fucking original.
Jake and Brian. Brandon Cutler here from AEW, and I hope you guys have an awesome podcast with the MonsterCast. What was that? Your name is Jack and Ryan? Shut up, Jack and Ryan.
Tell me who you would sign first.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
No, not overall, genius. Between the two goddamn examples I'm about to give you.
Master Wada.
Killer Cross or Dominic Dijakovic, who are you signing first?
Killer Cross. 100%.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
Wrong! That answer is wrong!
I would.
Oh
Killer
my god.
You don't know shit! Your opinions suck!
I guess I mean, you're welcome.
Fuck,
See,
I'll boo it.
I don't think I've ever said boo.
I will.
That's so stupid.
I'll do it. Boo! Boo! You can't. Don't actually say the word because that's why it sounds weird. You got to. It's like more like a note. Boo! You don't fucking actually say boo. Boo! 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 You don't turn it into a fucking chant. You actually have to.
I will. I'm gonna do that at Forbidden Doors.
You start a boo chant. Boo! 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 Boo!
Here's your host of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster Jack and Ryan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MonsterCast. This glorious episode is going to be very long. It's been, 3-4 weeks since we've seen you guys. We haven't seen you since Ryan's birthday episode, actually. Hold on, you're not coming out of the desktop audio. Give me a second. I don't know why. Give me a second. I swear you were before, but now you're not. You definitely should be. Why aren't you? Oh, that's what happens when you don't stream every week. Let's see, properties.
Right.
Oh, here we go. I think I got it. All right, say something.
Yeah, you good?
Oh, yeah, we're good. All right.
I,
Too many
I thought we
updates. Too many
I
updates.
thought we did one show after that.
Nope. We did a prediction show. Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
that's what I mean.
No,
Okay.
prediction shows are not full episodes. This is only our 8th full episode of the year, believe it or not.
Damn, we're getting lazy.
Yeah, this is episode 8.
That can't be right.
We did a lot of prediction shows. This is our first prediction thing I think we've missed so far this year too, with the Clash at the Castle.
It's a five match show where everything except for one was predictable.
Speaking of all that, we need to go over those predictions, obviously. Let me see.
Do your math.
Where the fuck is the predictions? It's been so long, I can't find the fucking thing now.
I made some choices on that one AEW show that I don't think worked out.
No, you got killed on the AEW show.
I made some risky picks.
Now let's talk King of the Ring, obviously. King and Queen of the Ring first. Yeah. Ryan was undefeated 5-0 with 15 confidence picks points. I went 4-1 with 13 confidence picks points. As Becky Lynch lost and Liv Morgan won. Still stand behind my decision that Liv Morgan should have won the fucking Battle Royal, but whatever. We'll talk about Becky Lynch in a little bit later on in the show as well. Gunther and Nia Jax both won King and Queen of the Ring, and we'll talk about our review of the overall show here shortly. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit, just to put the prediction thing to bed so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But AEW Double or Nothing, I went 7-4, which is not good for AEW usually for us, and then Ryan went 5-6. So not great. Ryan got 40 confidence points though, so he only dropped 7 points on that because he got all his most confident ones right, obviously. And I did win me a whole $1 from Swerve winning because I bet all $30 on. I only bet one match. I bet $30 on Swerve. It was our 11-11 confidence picks. I was like, I'm gonna get that free $1, and I sure did. Don't spend it all. But yeah, we both got Thunder Rosa wrong, which was a surprise and a pleasant surprise, actually. I'm glad they actually had Deanna go over. We both got Roderick Strong wrong. Last night too. We both got Malachi Black wrong, which I was not happy about. We both got Trent wrong, which I was not happy about.
I didn't like the pick for Malachi losing because Copeland had to know immediately that he was hurt. Just call the fucking audible.
Well, that's, after the fact because we picked it before the match started. But just before the match started, we wanted Malachi to win just because Malachi's been losing in all the big situations. We made the argument that, hey, instead of letting these dudes act like they're mad all the time, maybe give them something so they could potentially stay and not go back if that's what they're looking to do.
Well,
having them keep losing in all these big match situations is not going to help the situation.
Right, but then having them go over a bunch of your guys and then leave makes your guys look bad. That's the.
Well, no one said they had to go on a fucking Jade Cargill run or anything. I'm just saying, he can still drop the title on the way out. Andrade had no problem putting over people on the way out.
Yeah, it's because he got wins in that Continental Classic too. Though.
That's my point. Give them something so that they don't feel the need to be like, no, I'm not going to do that.
It didn't work as far as keeping him, so why bother? If they've already got their mind made up, they're going to leave.
Because something like what just happened could happen, and Edge gets hurt in the fucking, or Copeland gets hurt in the fucking cage match, and now you have no champion. That's why. That's part of the reason why.
We got a sick ass ladder match that I get to watch.
Hey,
the entrance for that so far are pretty good.
Nah. I don't like entrance for stuff that I know they're not going to win. We all know why Dante Martin's in the fucking ladder match. Let's be real here. He's not winning the fucking TNT title. It's pointless.
Back.
Yeah, that's a wasted slot.
No, it'll be cool for that one spot.
No, the one spot where he breaks his leg again? Yeah, sure, okay.
I hope that doesn't happen, but he does. He's a little.
All right, so the overall records for 2024 is I'm up by 10 on confidence points now. 255 to 245. And the overall records, I'm up by literally one match.
Oh, is it?
Literally one match. 50-17 to 49-18.
Those are still pretty good records, though.
So I'm champ again, baby. Officially champ again. I still haven't made. I gotta make the fucking confidence picks thing. This is the first year I'm doing confidence picks, so I haven't made the new title yet. We have been obviously off for a few weeks. What have you been doing with your few weeks off? Have you been doing anything that you wouldn't have already been doing? Like, for instance, me, I literally just cleaned up my entire stream area, so now I feel like I got so much more room over here. I had so many, Pokemon cards, wrestling cards, all these cards from all the card openings just packed everywhere. I cleared all that up, cleaned off my desk. It's a lot less cluttered now. I moved the keyboard back down here so I don't have to reach way over here constantly and kill my fucking back all the time. I've actually got it where it's supposed to go on the desk. We had to obviously get ready for the wedding, Christina's brother. That was a whole fucking weekly ordeal. What else did I do? Been doing a lot of Pro Wrestling Sim, NWA Pro Wrestling Sim, which I'm gonna start streaming again here shortly. I had to restart it though, which sucked. I also have had to restart my entire merch store because Stream Elements has switched over to Fourth Wall, and they didn't automatically move my stuff over. So everybody's store got shut down, and you have to basically restart. So that sucked. I do like the options that they offer to people. Like, it's way more stuff that I can make. And I've been working on that. Hawaiian shirts are on there. That's pretty fucking cool. Button downs, which is a big deal because that was something that one of Veli's friends, Jer, who used to come over and watch the pay-per-views with me at my house, he was like, if you ever get those, I'll be all over it. Well, now I have one. I actually have two made up already. But MonsterCast merch will be back on there as well. I haven't got that far. I'm trying to do all my streaming stuff first for Twitch, and then I'll start working on the MonsterCast stuff again and throw that on there as well. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff working for that. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been doing too much. A lot of yard work trying to get rid of these fucking fleas. We've almost got them all done. I'm getting some misting stuff for a thing that I bought at Ollie's the other day. It's a mister that gets rid of fleas. I got the actual machine. I'm just waiting for the liquid, and it comes on Tuesday, so I'll be fucking doing the whole backyard in that. So I mean, I've been able to do a few things, cleaned up the garage a little bit. A lot of the old action figures, wrestling action figures and stuff, and putting those up and getting them out of fucking cardboard boxes and putting them in plastic totes instead, so bugs can't get in there and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, not too much other than that. Just regular adulting type shit, if you want to include Pro Wrestling Sim. I've been playing a lot of Helldivers as well. Got back on the Helldivers train the last week because I've been trying to get back into streaming regularly. Because those first 2 weeks that we were off, I wasn't doing shit. Like, I wasn't even streaming either. So now I'm back on that. Just got another Twitch payout, so that was pretty cool. Not huge or anything. It was like $50-something, but it's whatever. But yeah, I got the Helldivers. We just played it yesterday, actually. I played it a little bit yesterday, and we streamed it Friday. I did like a 5-hour stream Friday. I love the new War Bond thing that they dropped, so that's been fun. So yeah, what about you? Anything going on with you?
I finished my Stanford coding program for Python. I just finished that last week. It was like a 6-week program that I just started in April. So that just wrapped up. Around the time of my birthday, I got a promotion at work. So I've been working a new job since the 13th. That's been a lot because it's a internal software project type of thing that's very I don't want to say too much, but there's a lot going on with that. So I'm back on day shift now, so that's weird. What else? Back up to a 405 deadlift for the first time in a while. That's nice. I've been doing yard shit too. So there's a website called doyourown.com. It sounds like a fucking ad. We're not sponsored. But there's a website called doyourown.com that's got shit for like pest control and for yard management type shit. And go on there because they've got like the industrial level shit for like doing like
so it's like a site where you could buy shit directly from them for your shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So
I
you
thought it
don't
was
have
like a
to call,
tutorial site or some shit, but yeah.
No,
okay,
no,
I
no.
got you.
It's like you get the shit that professional pesticide
Sweet.
people, yard people, whatever do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. There was a few years ago, for some reason, this whole fucking neighborhood was just like crazy with mosquitoes. I don't know why. Somebody must have had like standing water somewhere or something. But I used them for that a while back, and it killed all that shit. I had some crazy weeds too, and got some stuff from there, killed that too. It was like literally like the industrial level shit. It's pretty cheap too. So yeah, just check that out, and then I'm sure they got something there for like flea control stuff too. I think that's pretty much it, man. Just planning for the Forbidden Door 3 trip in 2 weeks.
Yep,
It's about 2
preparing
weeks
for that. That's cool. 2 weeks, yeah, 2
Yeah.
weeks, right? Not this week, but
So
not this week, but the following Sunday, I believe, right? Does that make sense?
it's the last weekend of the month. So I've already got like flight and hotel and all that shit booked.
Yeah. So the
Just getting
30th.
ready, like all the
Yeah, got you. The 30th. Yeah.
all the dog care, whatever the fuck type stuff. But I'm only going up there for I'm going up Saturday and then coming back like Monday, so it's not like a long trip. Right? I'm not doing like a 5-day weekend on it or anything, because I'm already off on the 19th for Juneteenth. So I've already got like kind of staggered weeks and shit anyway. And it's I don't know. I just don't need the extra time. Chelsea couldn't get off of work for super long to come visit down in New York or anything anyway, because even though she's up in Toronto, that sounds like it's close to where the thing is, but it's legit like a fucking 8-hour drive, 6-hour drive, whatever, between those two spots. So, we're talking about her like flying in or whatever, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to because I've got her back on some weird shifts too. But we'll see. Other than that, not a lot going on. That's pretty much.
We'll be
my
getting
whole-
into we're actually going to end the show with Forbidden Door hype levels too. So,
Yeah.
So we'll
That
be ending the
Takagi
show
match
with that.
should be cool. Seems like
Yeah, I
they're
mean
setting
it's a
up
little
good-
earlier than we usually do, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean they have announced a decent amount of stuff that we can react to.
I'm happy
Well,
with it so far.
let's start with the WWE King and Queen of the Ring review and grade. We got it pulled up here because it was so long ago, and you know they only had 5 matches that didn't matter. Well, 6 if you include the pre-show. The Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell match for the Women's Tag Team Championship was actually pretty good for only an 8-minute match.
Yeah.
And that's when we saw the sweet springboard that Jade did land. And made me think for a second, like, okay, maybe that was pretty good. Maybe she is getting better. We'll talk about that later. Obviously, Liv Morgan defeated Becky Lynch.
I'm not
by
gonna shit on her
pinfall.
for that one botch. I don't care.
Huh?
I'm not gonna shit on her for that one
Come
little
on, man.
slip on the rope.
Come on,
That's
come on,
silly.
dude. It's not shitting on them if you're just saying that they're exactly the same as they were in AEW. That's not shitting on someone.
That's true. That's true. I'll shit on the people who are like, "Oh, AEW needs a performance center and all this other bullshit."
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, she's been in one and she's still doing the
Bryan
same shit.
Danielson couldn't train her, but we can. Really?
Yeah. Right.
Really?
Come on.
The best wrestler in the world couldn't train her, but you can. And then she
second
still
best.
looks exactly the same. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable. And Bronson Reed in the triple threat match for the IC title. Nia Jax defeated Lyra Valkyria, which I mean that was the easier one out of the two, honestly. Because with Triple H running the show, you didn't know if he was just going to give Randy Orton a fucking King of the Ring for legacy reasons or whatever, you know. But Gunther
Being my
did
old boy.
defeat Randy Orton to win his King of the Ring tournament final, and then Cody Rhodes defeated Logan Paul in a whatever the fuck that was match.
Yeah. Overbooked piece of shit match.
The funniest shit is LA Knight is sitting right there at ringside, right? He's sitting right there. He's clearly going to be put in a program with Logan Paul eventually, probably at SummerSlam for the U.S. title. And you had this fucking dude from Saudi get involved instead of LA Knight.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Trying to pop.
Why? The
Saudi
storyline is literally right there, and you botched the whole storyline by having this dude involved, who no one knows.
It was fan service for that crowd.
I don't
like most
care.
shows, so whatever.
Why does WWE always have to act like no one outside of the arena is watching the show?
Well, you remember when they had Jon Stewart do that thing?
Talking about
Long
when
time
he
ago?
turned on Cena so he couldn't be 16-time world champion.
Yeah.
But that made sense. That made sense storyline. That was
Doesn't
actually
make
involved
sense
in
for
the
Jon
story.
Stewart to give a
Did
fuck.
Cody Rhodes really need help from a fucking random dude that
Not
wasn't
random dude,
supposed
he's
to
like
be
a-
out there?
He's like
Jon
a
Stewart was a
comedian or
fucking actually a guest of the show too, by the way, so that made sense.
That guy was a guest of the show too.
Oh,
He
Jesus
did the
Christ.
announcement.
No one even knows who that dude is.
The people there do.
I bet that man can't name 5 wrestlers.
I don't know about all
At least
that,
Jon
but
Stewart. Jon Stewart, 1, is a wrestling fan.
Sure.
2 has international appeal.
I feel what Saudis are not wrestling.
And 3 was what made sense with the storyline that they told. And he came out on the Raw after, by the way, and explained why he did it. So this dude didn't come out on the SmackDown after and be like, "Oh, I tell you why I got involved, Logan Paul." No one gives a fuck, dude. It's not the same.
That's because you don't need to explain your actions when it's to help a babyface.
Oh my god, dude.
That's true though.
During that era, Cena wasn't the heel. Come on, Cena was always the heel. I don't give a fuck what WWE tried to portray. He was getting booed constantly. They cheered when Jon Stewart turned on him.
That's okay, but that's
okay.
still
Thank
not
you.
a heel.
No. We can play semantics all day, buddy.
That's not how, no, he wasn't the heel.
Oh, we can do. We
Also,
can do
he
that.
was like being fucked out of a 16-time.
Okay.
Like whatever. So that's different.
Logan Paul got fucked out being the first time ever. That's way more important. At least Cena could be like, "Oh, I've already been champ 15 times." Logan Paul's never been champ.
Nobody wants him to be. That's the difference.
I don't want him to be either, but that's not the point. I'm just going based off what you're saying.
I was saying that's why you don't have to explain your actions.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't think so.
That's his only shot at the title.
All right, let's get this D+
second shot. Let's talk about review. Well, I guess we kind of. I mean, we did just a quick review. It don't matter. I don't agree with the Becky Lynch thing. I don't agree with Logan Paul being in the match with Cody at all, and the way that they set it up for only being for one title was stupid. Gunther winning, Nia Jax winning made perfect sense. I was cool with both of those. Sami Zayn winning made sense because of where they were and because it was a triple threat. So even if Gable won, it would look kind of like they're protecting Sami too much. Like, I feel like Chad should have won yesterday more so than at the Saudi show. And then Bianca and Jade winning obviously made sense because that was like the first thing they've done with Candice and Indy since the Australian show and Backlash. All right, so my overall review for it is probably not going to be the greatest here, just so we know.
I thought the triple threat was good.
Also, the King and Queen of the Ring didn't hold as much weight because of how many people they announced for the fucking events for the tournament, and then they all got taken out. Xavier Woods was pulled from the tournament from an injury. Drew McIntyre wasn't medically cleared. Bobby Lashley was pulled due to not being medically cleared. Zelina Vega and Asuka were both pulled from not being medically cleared on the women's side. Like, they announced all these matches, and then none of them took place because everybody was getting pulled. So that really hurt the overall two tournaments as well going into it. So I didn't like that either because it would have been really cool if it was like Gunther versus Drew McIntyre in the final. That would have been sick. Nothing against Randy Orton, obviously, but Drew McIntyre versus Gunther would have slapped a lot harder. I don't know what they would have done with maybe Nia versus Asuka or Zelina, possibly. I feel like they probably would have went the same route, but you never know. Maybe Valkyrie was only in there because those two got taken out.
You could do Nia Zelina and have it like a...
I don't think Nia versus Asuka would have been a good match, but it wouldn't have made any sense heel versus face wise because Asuka's technically a heel. So
also wouldn't have made any sense for Asuka to lose.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it makes sense because this fits Nia's character better right now. But other than that, yeah, I get what you're saying. Asuka being the Queen of the Ring in a stable where she's not the main person wouldn't make too much sense to me. But
well, they did that with Xavier, so how does it not make sense for her?
Yeah, they did that with Xavier because Kofi and Big E were hurt when he won.
But I'm saying, like, they've done. It's not like the King of the Ring has ever been in a stable where he wasn't the most important guy.
I don't know. I mean, there's some of these years where they act like the King of the Ring didn't really matter either. Let's be real.
Yeah. No offense to Xavier, but I mean, it's 2 world champions.
Yeah, it's not like it led to anything either.
Right. Yeah. Well, it led to. He did get a win over Roman Reigns.
Well, yeah, but so Genius beat Hulk Hogan one time on Saturday Night Main Event too. Your point is what?
and you remember it.
I do remember, yes. That's because Hulk Hogan refused to put anybody over, brother. So what are we talking about here? All right, overall grade here. Oh fuck, what do I want to give this? It's not gonna be very high. I did like the Gunther Randy Orton match.
Yeah,
I did not like Cody and Logan Paul, and the ending really fucked that up for me.
Triple threat was good, but it was too predictable.
Liv and Becky, I can't believe that one had 16. I didn't feel like that one was 16 minutes, but I guess it was.
I told you what was going to happen to that one, too. You got all fucking pissy with my logic, where I said, just because somebody
wins, I said it doesn't make any sense. Liv Morgan should have just won the
fucking
Battle
Royal Rumble.
Becky Lynch didn't need to fucking win the Battle Royal just so she could fucking lose it to Liv Morgan and then go take more time off. That makes no sense with the revenge tour for the fucking Rhea fucking Ripley storyline. Makes no sense.
Hold it for a long time.
No sense.
Whatever. And any pay-per-view where Indy Hartwell automatically loses a grade for me. I think they need to stop burying her. She's pretty good. I'll give it a D+.
D+? See, I don't think I've ever gone that low, but I'm like considering. I'll go C-. I'll go C-. I don't know if I can go D.
Show, nothing really cool happened. It was all like, obviously it was all predictable for me because I got all of them right. So it might not.
Yeah,
be
but that
fair for
doesn't
me.
necessarily mean it's a bad thing either. We've done that in AEW before, but like, hey, it's not always a bad thing to know exactly what the hell's
But
going to happen.
but the matches were predictable too. That's the problem. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
just
true.
the outcomes. Yeah.
And did you really set up anything coming out of this besides Gunther and Nia Jax getting world title shots at SummerSlam?
Right. Yeah. No.
We didn't
I'm
really
gonna go
set
deep
anything
on
up
this.
here.
This could have been a SmackDown episode, so I'm good.
Very good. Well, a Raw episode. We haven't fit 3 hours, but because they take. Oh my god, 2-hour pre-show of nothing yesterday. By the way, 2-hour pre-show of nothing.
I started watching 20 minutes into the shit, so I caught like the last third of the Cody AJ match. That's where I started.
I figured they'd have a pre-show, but I didn't know it was going to be I didn't know it was going to start at 11. So I get home yesterday when we go do errands or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, it's 10:52. This is awesome. I was like, I'll turn it on because I just remember 11 a.m. for some reason in my head. I didn't actually look it up or anything. So I turned on Peacock, and it says coverage will be starting soon or whatever the fuck with the WWE logo. I'm like, oh okay, so they'll probably have a pre-show, no big deal. This motherfucker Michael Cole gets on here and says, yeah, in a couple of hours, these guys are going to be... I was like, couple of hours? There's literally no one in the fucking, in the arena either. I was like, oh, hell no. 2 hours of nothing. Of absolutely nothing.
How many packages can you show for 5 matches?
I love Big E, bro. Love him. Love him. Yeah. Kevin Owens did a good job too, but I don't need 2 hours of that shit. 1 hour would suffice. What are we doing?
It's 30 minutes.
2-hour pre-show for fucking 5 matches.
Yeah. Well, luckily...
The Saudi show had a fucking pre-show match with the women's tag titles on the King and the Queen of the Ring.
The Party put up
By the way, probably where the fucking tag title match should have been on this one.
The Party put up a Mario Party video, so I watched that. So
I'll go C-. I'll go C- for King and Queen of the Ring.
All right.
Now, do you want to jump right into the next WWE thing before we go to AEW since it just happened and we're already talking about AEW? I mean, already talking about WWE, rather?
Yeah, we might as well. All right,
so we'll go straight into Clash at the Castle from yesterday.
Another 5-match banger.
Don't be that guy, man.
Dog shit.
Don't be that guy. Clash of the Castle of Scotland. I don't even. Okay, so I'm not gonna give this one a C-. I did enjoy this one a little bit more.
I'm glad we didn't do predictions on this because I would have gotten 2 wrong for sure. But yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I would have got maybe 3. I might have chose Chad Gable too. I would have said Bianca and Jade were going to keep it. I would have said Chad Gable was going to win it. I would have said Drew was going to win it. So I would have got 3 wrong out of 5. That would have been terrible. I would have went 2 and fucking 3.
I think I still would have stuck with Sammy just because of all the setup they were doing with Otis and all that shit. It would have been like, okay, well.
All right, well, this is definitely getting higher than a C- from me just because I did enjoy the matches more. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the ending to the main event, obviously. I really thought Drew should have won it. I don't give a fuck about the storyline with CM Punk. Like, you could still tell that storyline with Drew as champion. Like, that doesn't make any sense, dude.
So yeah, but then if their plan is for Punk to win that, maybe they don't want to put the belt on him. So that's why they're not having it be.
That's not a good enough reason to not put the title on Drew in Scotland, bro, for the 2nd straight year. That's not a good argument for me. If that's what they're thinking, not for you specifically, but them. If that's their devil's advocate fucking angle to the thing, I'm like, nah, that's dumb. Okay. Because as soon as Damian Priest won it, what did we all think? He was just going to hold it for a few months anyway, right? So it's not like you're killing Damian Priest in this process by having Drew win it and then dropping it to Punk at SummerSlam or some shit like that.
But that's what I'm saying. If they don't want Punk to have it, then they're not going to book Drew to still be champion when that match.
If you don't want Punk to have it, then have Punk lose to Drew McIntyre. It's not that serious. I think Punk is the fucking heel here anyway. This is clearly the Macho Man Hogan type shit where, like, I'm definitely siding with Drew McIntyre like I sided with Macho Man. He's definitely in the right here.
Yes, I agree. He hasn't done anything wrong to Punk.
What did he do to CM Punk besides just
making fun of him?
Kill him on the mic. Other than that, he hasn't done anything. Technically, he injured him in the Royal Rumble, but that's not real. So, like, let's be real here, dude. Like, he didn't do anything. So, Punk getting injured in the Royal Rumble warranted all this shit for him to just keep fucking over Drew McIntyre every fucking moment? No, that's not how that works. You get one moment to get him back, and then that's it.
Yeah. I didn't like...
Oh, by the way, let's not talk about, hey, they don't want to put it on him so he'll lose it real fast again when he just had it for 5 fucking minutes after Damian Priest cashed in the money.
No. It's not about McIntyre losing it too fast.
You just don't want him to. You don't think they want to put the belt on Punk, and they have to put the belt on Punk. See, I don't think they have to do that. What are they going to do? Punk, okay, there's the door. Where are you going to go?
TNA.
Where's he going to go?
TNA
to wrestle fucking hardcore matches against Frankie Kazarian with Ace Steel. Is that what we're doing?
Well, he's gotten in over there now, so there you go. No, I think that they might be worried that he fucking has another little meltdown and then tries to leave with the belt.
Oh my god. I doubt that Punk is going to have a meltdown after. Well, no, I can't say that. Nope, I was going to fucking say something. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb on my part. I was going to say he was going to have a meltdown after he won the title, which is exactly what he did.
Yeah.
In AEW.
No, I know what you're about to say. That's what I said. The fuck are you talking about?
Whoopsie. Anyway, this card was better. The crowd was better. I like the crowd better than the France crowd. They weren't as intrusive, in my opinion. I still like the phenomenal chant from the France crowd, though. That shit was insane. I don't think this crowd was louder than the France crowd. I do love the decibel meter. That was cool. They need to put that in every international show. Have them basically compete with each other.
They stole that from me from Twitter, where I was posting my shit.
I mean, they stole it from
Door.
They stole it from fucking NHL and NFL stadiums, but okay.
But for wrestling, I did it first.
So anyway, I think the France crowd was louder, obviously. I mean, the goddamn camera was shaking, bro. Like, they were louder. They're jumping up and down and fucking yelling and singing constantly. The phenomenal chant alone, nothing was louder than that. They definitely weren't louder than them singing the fucking Randy Orton song.
Yeah.
It was fucking just insane. But anyway, the crowd. So I like this crowd better, so that helped. Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles in the I Quit match. Didn't like the finish, but I didn't mind the match. I don't think it was better than their last match, which I also did not give 5 stars. Dave. Do what?
Finish was so stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
AJ Styles has never been hit by stairs before, and then he gets hit by him anyway.
And
he's still alive.
No, that part was funny. I wish Cody didn't take so long to do it because he's holding the goddamn stairs forever. Well, AJ Styles, once you quit, why are you still in the corner anyway? Get the fuck out the ring.
Because he was handcuffed.
To what?
He was handcuffed to the top rope.
Oh, okay. He was still handcuffed at the point? Yeah. Okay. I thought the ref was trying to get him out of the handcuffs after he quit. The match was over. You're sure? He was still handcuffed when he hit him? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the ref had already gotten him out because he gave up and the match was over.
But the thing was stupid. Well, no, him holding the stairs for so long was him trying to sell looking at his mom for approval to hit him with the stairs.
Yeah. And then the mom didn't even really play along with it. Yeah,
she didn't do it right.
She just cheered him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Fuck him up. Is that what you said? Fuck him up? Is that what you meant? Yeah, I'll fuck him up. But yeah, no. It wasn't better than the last match, I don't think.
No, and it just...
If it wasn't an I Quit match, if it was just a hardcore match, it could have been cool.
They made AJ look like a fucking idiot.
Especially when they've already acknowledged his past TNA fucking I Quit matches where he's never lost. They acknowledged it on the pre-show with Jackie Redmond.
If you get knocked out by a fucking set of stairs, you don't lose an I Quit match. Just take the goddamn hit.
I mean, if I'm not losing an I Quit match to fucking Samoa Joe, I think it was.
All you gotta do
to not lose an I Quit match. One of them was. Don't fucking say it. Hold on, I Quit matches with AJ Styles. It might have been Christopher Daniels. Hold on.
I don't know why they didn't. You had Cody's mom there. Just have AJ go out and put her in a fucking rear naked choke and say, "Listen, you better fucking quit right now." Kill her. That would have been the way to do it. That's the best booking. That's the smart heel booking. Well, I don't know what all this bullshit is. Like talking shit.
Oh, here we go. Incredible record in I Quit matches. Not really. It's like 3-0, but okay. Booker T was one of them. He beat Booker T in 2009, Tommy Dreamer in 2010, and it was Christopher Daniels in 2011, not Samoa Joe. But if I'm not quitting to Tommy Dreamer, who was in ECW, if I'm not quitting to Booker T, and I'm not quitting to Christopher Daniels, what makes you think that me getting hit with a steel steps is going to make me like, oh, I quit. I would have quit when he was fucking destroying me 20 times like a video game with the goddamn steel chair. Yes. Yeah. Now fuck this shit. Not fucking wait and for somebody hit me with a steel chair, dude.
Also, one of your hands is still free. Just put your hand up. You'll be all right. It'll hurt a little bit, but you're not gonna die.
No big deal. You could block most of it.
Yeah. Also, where the fuck are his friends at?
He doesn't have them anymore. He's not. He distanced himself from the rest of the OC. That's why they weren't out there. Like he's not with them anymore. So that part actually did make sense.
Can't be his only friend.
But no, it wasn't better. I didn't even give their first match a 5-star rating like Dave Meltzer did. So, and then this one is not better than that one. So,
I think he was too influenced by the crowd noise on that one. But that one didn't.
No, the fucking setup to that thing with the crowd was quite intense. I agree with that, but it didn't make it a 5. I mean, I understand where matches can be made a little bit better, and I think they did make it a little bit better, but it wasn't enough to make it a 5-star match.
I didn't have that show as a 5 either.
I think I gave it, what did I say, 4.25 or 4.5 or some shit like that? I think you said 4.25, and I said 4.5.
That seems right.
Anyway, the Unholy
Union.
Union.
It was a great match.
Is that their official name, the Unholy Union? I did not know that was. They didn't announce them as that. But anyway, the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeated Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. By the way, let me just throw this out there. Even though she's probably not a great person in real life, according to Twitter likes and everything that we're not going to be able to see anymore, Zoe Stark is really fucking good in the ring, by the way. I think she has a insane upside. Just saying.
Yeah, she's all right.
She did some crazy shit in that match. And she's obviously very strong as well. Like a modern day female Lex Luger is what she like. She's got like all this potential. Like she could do everything, but is she going to get in her own way type deal is the real question going forward.
She needs a bus.
By the way, Shayna Baszler, having Shayna Baszler in this match, by the way, after just losing to fucking the NXT chick at Battleground, like, what are we doing with Shayna Baszler? What the fuck are we doing?
Hey, Shayna Baszler technically won that match, so.
Okay, great. Well, she didn't.
Well, Jade Cargill's fucking tapped out while Shayna had her in a rear naked choke.
No, I'm saying, well, okay, that doesn't explain her losing to an NXT talent on fucking NXT Battleground in a one-on-one match.
You can't do MMA math. Okay?
Come on, man. Yeah, she sucks at MMA now, in fake MMA. She's not good at it.
Styles make
the fucking most hilarious part is when she got beat. Fuck, who did she even lose to? Hold on, I forgot her name. Sol Ruka maybe or some shit like that. Ruka.
Yeah,
I want to say that's who it was. Let me see.
Who's that other girl that used to do MMA? Is it Lola Vice?
Oh, is it Lola Vice? It might be. Yeah, it was Lola Vice. You're right. Sol Ruka is the chick that can do the crazy fucking. She does the like the moonsault fucking cutter or whatever. It's a fucking stick move. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, so Lola Vice is who I meant. But yeah, when they're doing the Lola Vice fucking post show thing, and she's got the UFC logo behind her on the fucking background, I'm like, no, dude, this like, you want people to make fun of you, bro. Like, is that what you want? Is that what we want?
I mean, technically, they did both.
Dude, don't. Shayna Baszler would have killed her in a real fucking fight.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What is Lola Vice's fucking credentials exactly, do you think?
She's not a very good striker. I do remember that. I've seen one of her matches. She is not.
So you think she's gonna beat Shayna Baszler?
Baszler's not a great striker either, though.
So. Oh, I don't give a fuck, dude. She's a better striker than that.
Mm.
Lola Vice strikes like fucking Hogan with a steel chair. What the fuck are we talking about? Ping, 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 ping.
See, now that's if I was AJ Styles, I would have quit to that. No,
oh shit.
Bianca's hair was cool as fuck. The spikes in it, the dragon tail shit, that was cool.
I mean, if you think about it, Hogan was pretty smart doing it like that, man. Because if he ever got into the spot where he knows he's the fucking cash cow, like in WWE and WCW at the time, and he hits somebody, and them motherfuckers get mad, and they get another shot at him, they're gonna fucking try to take his fucking head off like Undertaker did Canyon. Like, it's gonna be fucking bad. So that's pretty smart.
There's a level above what he was doing.
No, I agree, but I'm saying he definitely played it way too close to the vest. But that motherfucker's also making sure he was not going to get no concussion.
It's crazy.
Oh shit! No, they're the fucking worst chair shots of all time. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway,
it's worse than that.
But yeah, this had obviously the botch with the springboard, which is no big deal in a vacuum, but it is a big deal when everybody acted like Jade Cargill was this super improved wrestler from AEW to now, even though she never was in NXT besides walking in the back from out of a fucking escalator or whatever the fuck, or a limo, coming into the fucking building and stopping to talk to Shawn Michaels. That's all she did in NXT. She didn't actually have any matches. So to say that she, like, let's just say she was in the Performance Center, quote unquote, working that entire time, and then she comes out there and looks exactly the same, then you can't shit on AEW and, oh, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson can't fucking train so-and-so to our style when he was doing your style fucking forever and got super over on it.
Here's what I'll say about this. Falling off of a rope during a springboard happens. It happened to fucking AJ Styles before.
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
And
I agree.
Like it's not that big of a deal.
That's what I say. In a vacuum, it's not anything. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger.
And on top of that, Damian Priest getting caught in the rope later in the night makes me think that maybe there was something different or weird about the ropes in general. So I'll even fucking ignore the springboard thing entirely. The botch that bothered me
I'll stop you right there just to add on a little thing. I don't know if it was necessarily that. It could have just been nobody really did anything on Friday, and then it's not like the fucking jet lag didn't carry over. You know what I'm saying? It could have been just a jet lag thing too. Like your whole body is completely fucked. We're having a show at 11 in the fucking morning over here.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, I mean, both of those things, sure.
Well, those are also two moves that they don't regularly do in every single match that they have either.
And this is why this other botch bothers me more. Her tapping out while Shayna had her in the RNC, like, Era's like, oh no, she was just trying to give her a signal. That's great. That's not the fucking signal you give. Because in wrestling, that means you lose, you quit. Yeah. Don't ever fucking do that. What do you mean that's a signal? I don't care. Fucking jab her in the side with your thumb or some shit, or like fucking just pull down or whatever the fuck you need to do, pinch her. Don't ever fucking tap out. That's crazy. It looked so bad. Even the announcers immediately, they thought that it was the fucking finish. They're like, oh, no, Jade's tapping out. She loses. Shayna Baszler win. Like,
well, the thing is in WWE now, you have to call what you see because you don't know if Triple H changed his mind fucking 5 minutes before they came out the curtain.
Yeah, no, that was so fucking bad. That to me was way worse than slipping off a rope.
By the way, so we're just picking and choosing when referees are supposed to, hey, call it like you see it in the fucking ring. I don't give a fuck what we said in the back because if it's egregious.
Technically, she didn't see it.
Okay.
She was on the other side of her.
Got you. But the other thing with all this bullshit and just obviously the other thing is that Damian Priest it seems like it's a isolated incident. Obviously, we never see that shit. That's crazy. But the Jade Cargill thing, now in multiple tag matches, we've seen just a clusterfuck, whether it be the referee or other women involved, and it just happens to be Jade Cargill's in this match as well. So then everybody just fixates on the Jade Cargill aspect. And it rightfully so if you're looking at it from a WWE standpoint, not a specifically Jade Cargill standpoint, because they wanted to make it a big deal about everything else surrounding her, why she was not where she needed to be in WWE. Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I think everybody, it's not necessarily, no one has anything against Jade Cargill. We're huge fans, obviously. There's a lot of people that are huge fans of her. We're all the ones that fucking said, hey, she would be insane in WWE. This is exactly what they need in WWE. But don't fucking come out there before she even has a fucking match and be like, oh yeah, she can't wrestle this way. She wasn't trained the proper way. Then you don't fucking have her do anything till the Royal Rumble. And then everything after the Royal Rumble has been straight up fucking a botch, at least one botch in every match. Like, what are we doing here? It makes you look stupid as a company.
Right. Yeah, the second best wrestler in the world didn't train her well enough, but we can because we got Matt Bloom. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Tenzai. Fucking Lord Tenzai.
And that's no offense to him. And
for sure. Like, he did really good in Japan.
You could be
a
great coach. You can be a great coach even if you were never like at the top of whatever. Like, I totally understand that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right. But comparing that to fucking, like,
you can also be a great player and not a great coach either. Yes.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird to me. Okay. It's like that, you know, those stupid fucking memes like, would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z or whatever? It's like, would you take training from fucking Matt Bloom or from Bryan Danielson? Like, every time I'm gonna pick Danielson. What do you mean? So
yeah, I don't think it's even close either. I was gonna say something else too about this, but now I forgot what the hell I was gonna say, and it was good too. So I'm kind of pissed that I forgot. But I mean, it's whatever, dude. Like, I just feel like Bianca and Jade are probably gonna just get it right back anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think this is the time to go ahead and already fucking get rid of the Bianca Jade tag team, because it's not like unless Bianca's going to turn heel instead, I don't see how it makes any sense.
I think if they were going to do that, the way that they would have booked the match would have been making it like a miscommunication between those two specifically, because it wasn't either one of their fault really.
Yeah.
So, but I did like both their hair. Both their hair look cool as fuck.
Jade's whole fucking
and Jade's
Valhalla looking shit that she had going on.
And then fucking Buddy Murphy trying to rip her off. It's sad.
Okay. You mean the sky blue shit that she ripped off? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
No, so Buddy, no, it's funny because Buddy posted a picture on Twitter with his eye makeup the same way, like right before Collision started. Was the first thing I thought of. Okay, so yeah, I mean the match was what it was, and had a couple botches, but it's not, it's not Jade's fault that the company is putting her in a position to take more shit for it than normal people would take for it. So, I would have predicted this one wrong too. I would have said that they would retain.
I definitely would have got this one wrong. All right, Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable in 22 minutes. The longer this match went, I really thought Chad Gable was gonna win. Like it was getting on my nerves that Chad Gable was not winning this fucking match, dude.
He is so sweaty. And I'm saying that as like a sweaty dude. That man is like, when he was jumping off the top, you see fucking water coming off, bro. Goddamn, man. That's a sweaty dude. And I was wondering too, like maybe that's why that rope was slippery when Damien was on it later.
What do we think? Like we gotta do a Mount Rushmore of top 4 sweatiest dudes in wrestling. Because I swear to God, Lex Luger's up there. Lex Luger is up there. That man wrestled 5 minutes and his fucking whole hair is wet. His whole fucking body is just dripping water. It's fucking nuts.
Lashley gets real wet.
Now we have to do it. We have to do it. You have to keep in mind now, pouring water on yourself before you come out, like a Seth Rollins or a Roman, it's gonna fuck up the thing. Lex Luger came out with dry hair.
Yeah.
Lex Luger came out with dry ass hair, and then 5 minutes in, it looked like he took a shower in the middle of the ring, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing? He's got to be in top 4.
Gable's definitely out there. Luger probably. Lashley, I think, could be a contender.
You could do the reverse too. You remember Mr. Perfect? The longer the match went on, he come out with wet hair, and then it's just like a fucking poof by the time he's done because it's all dried up. You got both ways. Yeah, Luger is definitely in the top 4. There's no question about it. Chad Gable, yeah. I mean, that was a 22-minute match, but still.
Yeah, but he was like that like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And again, like I'm kind of like that too. Like like it's like when I get on the treadmill or when I start lifting or whatever, I get sweaty pretty fucking quick.
Hogan's pretty sweaty. Hogan was
pretty sweaty. Yeah.
Yeah. His 4 strings of hair in the back used to be fucking pretty wet. Right after he come out with dry hair too.
All right, we gotta stop thinking about sweaty men. Let's go on with the
big sweaty men slapping meat. We'll get a top 4. Don't worry, we'll get a top 4 eventually.
We'll get them together.
But yeah, I thought Gable was gonna win. This shit sucked that he lost. I'm so mad that he lost.
Yeah,
and now it's like literally like 5 chances at this fucking title. Like, what are we doing? This is worse than Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes shit. Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. He's lost, I think, 5 Intercontinental title matches now between Gunther and
Gunther and Sammy. Yes. So what are we doing? Does he officially turn heel on Raw? Because I don't feel like he's getting another shot. Like, why would he get another shot? Unless this is the way okay, so we got Money in the Bank coming up, and everybody's like, oh yeah, Jey Uso's gonna win. We've seen in the past Austin Theory win and go up to the U.S. title instead. What if Gable wins it and then he just says, fuck it, I'm gonna go get the Sami Zayn title off this motherfucker? That'd be awesome, and it would make more sense than what Austin Theory did as well.
Yeah, because the U.S. title don't mean shit.
Yeah, a title that Austin Theory already had in the past, though, too. So it didn't make any sense for him to go right after it again. Just go to the next level. Chad Gable keeps losing the Intercontinental title, and nobody thinks he can win it. This makes so much more sense to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Just to be petty as fuck and to win the title, I'm gonna take it off of fucking Sami Zayn.
I think it's commendable that Austin Theory knows his limits. So we're not gonna shit on him for going after things. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. Booking wise, it's felt a little bit overbooked to me. There's too much shit going on with Outside, Maxine, and Otis, and having Otis in like 3 different fucking spots where like 3 different interference spots where Gable's yelling at him and shit, and like it was too much.
Yeah, it's getting a little outrageous with that. They need to pull the trigger on this. Whatever the fuck they're gonna do. Either Otis is gonna turn with Chad or Otis turns face. You gotta do something.
I feel like the Creed brothers come out and replace Otis by beating him up.
Yeah, that could happen on Raw.
Yeah. They could have cut like 6-7 minutes off this match and it still would have been fine. Just do the one outside spot into the Luva kick and be done. Bailey match.
Bailey and Piper Niven. 13 minutes. 13 minutes, 30 seconds. The Chelsea Green spots, did you like those? Where she came back out with the Rey Mysterio?
Like when she came back out, yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. It's so funny.
Fucking.
Anyway.
And
So
Corey
Bailey
Graves is
wins.
annoying as shit, but it was funny. Or I don't remember if it was Corey or if it was Wade, actually. But one of them was acting like they didn't know for sure. You know, she's wearing the exact same fucking clothes. That one of them called out earlier. Said, yeah, she's dressed up like a Scottish superhero, whatever the fuck her name was.
No shock here that Bailey won.
Yeah.
This
I
is one I
wasn't
definitely would
surprised.
have got right. Out of the three Scotland, well, I say Scottish because one is a team. So out of the tag team, Piper and Drew, she would have been the last person I would have chose to win her match. So like I would have picked Bianca and Jade, obviously, but I would have gave them a better shot than Piper Niven against Bailey. Just because one, she's a part of a tag team. Two, she hasn't been promoted very well ever since they lost the tag titles. And three, Bailey is just like there's in her own tier at the top with like now that Bianca's in a tag team, like basically it's Bailey at the top, and with everybody else either hurt or gone or whatever on SmackDown. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I like they gave her some offense and stuff like that, but there was no question going into it that Bailey was winning this fucking match. I don't think. Then, of course, the main event, which we can talk about for an hour, which we will not because I don't want to. But Damian Priest defeating Drew McIntyre was asinine. So you had the rest of Judgment Day barred from ringside, and kudos to WWE, they actually did not have them come out. I was for sure that every time they do this, they come out anyway. So I'm glad that they didn't. But of course, there was a ref spot. I really thought Drew won when he hit him with the fucking Claymore out of nowhere and immediately pinned him. Like, he didn't even take a break. Like, he just went for the pin. I'm like, oh shit, he's really going to win this shit. And he kicked out anyway. I was like, fuck, they let this man kick right out of the Claymore and he pinned him immediately. He was really close to the ropes too, so I thought he was like, just put your hand on the ropes. That would have made more sense to me. But they do the ref bump. And then, of course, Punk comes out and Punk counts the Shane McMahon thing and pisses off and then stops or whatever and gives him the peace sign like Drew was doing in the meme with the CM Punk tombstone or whatever. I was okay with all of it until that point. And then I thought, hey, maybe Drew's going to win anyway because he walks out and the other refs is back in there. I was like, oh, man, what if this actually turns on Punk and this place goes fucking apeshit? No, he still loses. And then they show this fucking video online of Punk watching the monitor and getting a referee shirt from Jess. And I'm sitting there like, why the fuck is Jess and not the other 10 referees watching this fucking monitor? Why is Punk the only one watching this monitor to see if a ref bump happens? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You're supposed to have another ref back there in case something happens so that they can run out. It's always been like that.
Well, Jess was the ref, maybe. I don't know.
She was literally right on the other side of the monitor, bro. Like, she was literally in the walkway where he comes out.
Oh, was this Amazon? She's not allowed to go pee?
There's no reason to not have an actual ref in Gorilla to do it. To run out in case something happens.
Just be happy that
it literally made no sense.
Just be
logically, it didn't make any sense. In fact, it made less sense when they show you the fucking backstage video.
Just be happy that CM Punk didn't.
It was terrible. A terrible idea. 20 minutes and 20 seconds of wasted time. I was ready to fucking explode with the rest of the Scottish crowd, and it was trash.
You see that video of them after the show, after Samantha Irvin was doing all the good night shit? And they were just like fucking very mad. That was not a happy crowd.
Sorry, I didn't hear shit you said. I got a huge amount of thunder back out here. There's a huge storm about to hit us. Yeah, did you ask me if I saw what?
The video with Samantha Irvin telling the crowd good night, bye, whatever.
Oh yeah, and they were booing the fucking saying this is bullshit or whatever, bullshit or whatever. Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, those are $300 tickets, bro. You could pay $300 to go watch your hometown dude losing some bullshit.
Yeah, in a dusty ass finish. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Fucking Super Cena level dog shit. Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal. Now, I will say that all the way up to that match, it was actually a really good match, and except for the weird spot where Damian Priest was hung upside down. Now, Drew's kicking him in the ribs, but then he just stops, and it makes no sense. I'm like, okay, you sold it well because you were still trying to hit him, but then it took them way too long to get him out still, and then they just got the camera on Drew, and everybody's like, well, why the fuck isn't Drew just taking this motherfucker out? Like, what are we doing here? Keep hitting him. So that sucked because that's how you knew it wasn't a planned spot, obviously. It was fucked up. I'm glad Drew, as far as we know, Damian Priest isn't hurt more than he could have been.
Yeah, apparently he's good. It gave me the same feeling like I was getting at. It gave me the same feeling as like when Super Cena used to win, or when like when Cody won the third time against like Rollins, or some of those. And it's not anything against Damian Priest. Like, I'm not saying that this is a Priest booking problem, but it's just like a WWE booking problem where it's just like, fuck, like you've taken all the air out of this person that you had going against them or whatever. It's just it didn't feel good. It felt very, and not even just because it was Scotland, but just like the story that they'd been telling. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
If this show cuts off, I just want everybody to know we'll be back next week because that fucking thunder is I don't know how the fuck it's not registering on this fucking on the show. It is loud as fuck. But if we get cut off, we'll see you next week. Fucking brutal. By the way, this wasn't supposed to hit till I want to say tomorrow. And I had made the joke at work. I was like, yeah, every time they say that it's supposed to hit at a certain day, it hits like 3 days earlier. So I was like, watch it hit Friday or Saturday instead. And it didn't hit. And I was like, oh, maybe okay. And then, of course, now, as soon as I go live, here it is. No, I didn't like it either. I don't understand their thought process behind that either. That's the same code of Vince, honestly. Like, why do we have these people? Like, you think Alba Fire and Isla Dawn winning the women's tag team titles make up for fucking Drew McIntyre losing in the main event for 2 years in a row for the world title? It's not the same. It's not the same. That doesn't make up for it. And then to lie and say that, oh, they didn't win because of what happened to Alba Fire and her family or whatever. And that they're in Scotland and trying to say that, oh, yeah, they've just been working really well. Like, they're never on TV. What the fuck? We're working well where? What are you talking about? No, Drew McIntyre's been working very well. He's the one that's deserved it. He's the one that earns it. And you completely fucked him again.
It's kind of crazy that they just did the big re-signings for McIntyre and Gable, and then immediately had them lose their matches in the title program after they re-signed.
This is really the time that you fucking actually have them win, so that when other people want to re-sign, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're more inclined to, because hey, look what happens when you re-sign. You start winning titles, like legit titles. Like, I feel like that's one of the reasons why fucking Cody had to re-sign his contract again before he actually got the title from Roman, because they weren't going to give him the title with a 2-year contract and then, hey, your ass is going to go right back to AEW. Oh, fuck no. We let you fucking dick around for 2 years, lose one WrestleMania, make sure you re-sign another contract, and then we give you the title so that you can't just hightail it right back to AEW. Which I don't know if, I don't know if one of the Rhodeses would even be welcome back over there right now with the dumb shit she's saying online.
I mean, that it's becoming more and more obvious that the personal reason that Cody left is her.
Yeah, clearly.
And her wanting to do more, and basically Tony being like, your ideas aren't very good, so I don't want you to do more, actually.
It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, hey, I'm here too, but you're trying to be a main character instead of what you're supposed to be. And hey, you're just here to help out, not here to be a main character. She thought she was the main character.
You got to stand up for your woman, I guess.
No, that's true.
I get it.
That's true. I don't blame. I mean, I would love to say I don't blame Cody for leaving, but I guess he could have technically also told her, "Hey, chill the fuck out."
Yeah, Cody, why don't you get your bitch in check? That's what Jack just said. You hear that? That's fucked up.
That is not what I just said. I learned from Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clark a white bitch on his show that I will not be saying the B word to represent anyone, anything. I only said it on the show.
And what you texted me earlier, that's what you said.
No, the fuck I did not. No, I didn't. I actually didn't even mind Brady. I wish she would have stayed wrestling. I think she fucking would have been a better wrestler than whatever she was doing backstage, because whatever she was doing backstage really wasn't. I mean, she did a good work with the autism stuff, the sensory rooms and shit, when the Culture City. I thought that was a good program that she did. But she didn't need to be in charge of any storyline type shit, for sure.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Collective shit was terrible.
Nightmare Collective thing,
You could have just stayed a fucking wrestler and just do what you're told, and you would have been fine. Because I think she was actually getting better. And then, of course, she got pregnant, and then that derailed everything anyway, as far as wrestling goes. But yeah, I didn't mind her. Like when everybody was shitting on her and saying she was a bad wrestler, trust me, there's worse women wrestlers out there than Brandy Rhodes.
I think at one point we even compared her to Randy Orton. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
You
What
don't
the
remember
fuck are you talking about?
No, maybe it was Britt Baker.
I'm gonna slap you in a second.
We compared one of those two to fucking Randy Orton at one point.
Who?
Us.
Compared who to Randy Orton?
It was either Brandy or Britt Baker. It was a while ago.
And what was the reasoning behind it?
Just like their in-ring work was like solid enough, but nothing crazy, and that they rely mostly on character work or whatever. It had to be Britt.
Yeah, it had to be Britt then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the Brandy character work? I would have never said that about
She was
Brandy.
the leader of the Nightmare Collective, bro.
Dude, don't start your shit with me. Don't start, dude. Oh my god. God, I hope the internet goes out. All right, so this
I hope Master fucking Watto.
let's talk grades for this. All right. All right, so you gave D+ to
King.
D+ to King and Queen of the Ring. I gave it a C-. I'm gonna give this one a.
This is a C
right,
for
let's
me.
see. Didn't like the ending of that. Didn't like the ending of that. Didn't like the ending of that. So 3 endings I didn't like, but the matches were fine up until that point.
Yeah, but the endings, I mean, they matter a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm gonna give it higher than a C-, but it's not gonna be by much. I'm gonna give it a C.
Yeah, I already said mine was C too. So
What?
I already said C when you were talking. So
Oh, did you? Okay, so you gave it a C too. All right, so I didn't know that. My bad. So we both gave it a C. So C for that, D+ and C- respectively for King and Queen of the Ring. Now let's move over to AEW's Double or Nothing.
So long ago. Let me pull it up because I actually don't even fucking remember everything on that card.
Obviously, this was in Las Vegas because that's where all the Double or Nothings have been, except for I believe one of them. One of them wasn't.
God damn. 12 matches on this card? That's a
Dude,
real
yeah,
card
it's
right there.
AEW, bro.
Yeah, I forgot what real shows were like. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah. I forgot what pre-shows with matches on it looked like too. All right, so yeah. So Deonna Purrazzo defeated Thunder Rosa. We talked about that a little bit earlier. We were actually pleasantly surprised that Purrazzo won, but we both picked Thunder Rosa to win because we didn't think that was going to happen.
She just beat her again last night too in that no DQ match on Collision. Thunder Rosa getting buried. Oh shit, your power go out?
All right, I just got a thing about the audio bit rate. For some reason it's fucked up, but we're going to keep going. I do feel like this internet's about to go out, but we're still registering on the mixers, so I'm good. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defeated Cage of Agony in a trios match.
Weird choice for having just put this group together, I felt like, but also the Acclaimed are pretty well booked in general, so it was kind of a wash. I didn't really care that much. Whatever.
Will Ospreay defeated Roderick Strong in a really good match. 17 minutes to become the new international champion. What really fucked everybody up is the Dynamite after the casino match or the casino gauntlet match where he won that too, and now he's gonna get a fucking shot at Swerve at Forbidden Door 3. So is this man really about to be double champion out the gate?
No.
You don't think so?
I already said on this one. I think I predicted Strong.
So what do you think? You think Strong fucks him over or something like that?
Maybe. Or Don Callis.
Just has or Don Callis, yeah. Trent Beretta comes out there and fucks him up or something like that and gets an international championship shot. That makes sense too. Bang Bang Gang defeated Death Triangle, which sucked. The match was great for a 12-minute match. I love quick 12-minute trios matches, like where just chaos ensues and all kinds of shit happens. That's how trios matches should go in the trios division, honestly.
I didn't like the booking on this just because obviously when you're comparing like the power levels of the two teams involved, Pac and White are a wash, but then Lucha Brothers versus the Guns. Well, the Guns can obviously like why are we booking them like they're at the Lucha Brothers level. You know, it's very weird to me.
Especially
I don't
considering,
dislike
especially
them or anything.
considering that even if you took into account team chemistry, Death Triangle's been together longer than the Bang Bang Gang by far. So
Yeah.
what the fuck are we doing here? So even if you were just breaking it down that way, it still didn't make any sense. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Serena Deeb, which we all thought would happen in even 15 minutes, apparently. So apparently they hit their marks. Orange Cassidy defeated Trent Beretta, which I did not like at all. Hated
Terrible
that.
booking.
Why?
You did not need that.
So Orange Cassidy just going to get beat up every week and get the better of them every week and then still win the pay-per-view matches? That's not... People are going to turn on that. People are going to turn on that.
I didn't like that at all. And I like Orange Cassidy. And I like the switch back to the old song and everything, too. I thought that was cool. But no, this was not the right booking choice, especially for how they ended up doing the Trent Beretta going to the Callis family shit anyway. And that just let him fucking win the match then. It doesn't make any sense for Callis to want the loser.
Yeah.
None of that made any sense. I didn't like that.
Jericho defeated Hook and Shibata by pinfall in a 3-way FTW rules match.
As he deserved, as the fucking
Moxley defeated Takeshita.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay,
Don't try to move on for the Chris Jericho thing too quickly. Was I right about this shit being fucking stupid or not?
At this very moment in Double or Nothing, no. But after that, yes. That fucking first Dynamite dude, where he had like 6 fucking segments and none of it was funny.
Yeah.
None of it was funny.
No.
Like if it was funny, I'd still be right on the fucking same side I was on before, but it's not. It was not.
There was one part of it.
Yeah, Brian Keith's parts. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, but that's not Jericho, so it's not good.
You better make sure that baby
respects Jericho. Yeah, like his lines are fucking hilarious. Now, if this comes out where we learn a lot more about Brian Keith and his range and stuff, and he ends up being a big star out of it, then okay, then at least it served some purpose. But no, right now, no, I agree with you. It's stupid. But if that shit if Jericho would have actually been saying funny shit in those segments, and he would have been popping me, then I would have said the same thing I was saying before. Let's see where it goes. I find it interesting. After that Dynamite, I was like, nope, I'm done. This is terrible. I think Big Bill's doing a good job in his role too. Actually, Big Bill, I think he's doing funny. He's being funny too.
He's doing funny.
It's like Jericho is the worst person of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. And I get that
leaning into something and then blatantly fucking turning it into a spoof for 2 different things, and that's what he's turned it into. He's just spoofing it, and it's not funny.
He's gonna say, "Well, I'm supposed to be the worst part of it. I'm not supposed to be likable." And it's like, no, it's different. Like, there's a difference between like not likable and I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
It's 2 very different things.
John Moxley defeated Takeshita by pinfall, which I knew this was going to happen. Ryan picked Takeshita is where he went out on a limb here.
Yeah, just because it was an eliminator match, I was like, they might, and then you could have him lose later in the real championship match or whatever. But nah, I kind of knew that Mox was going to win. I just picked it because it was like
the barbed wire steel cage match for the AEW TNT Championship was another one that we both got wrong. Where Copeland defeated Malachi Black by referee stoppage. I did not like this at all, but
I didn't either. And Malachi won the war, so I think technically we were correct.
Yeah, that's not how they portrayed it, but yeah, sure, he won the war.
Yeah.
Another one I didn't like, but we both got right because, there's no way at that point. Mercedes Moné defeated Willow Nightingale. I did like the Chris Statlander turn. I did say that was going to possibly happen. And somebody told me, no, it's too early, but hey, it happened.
I still think it's too early.
I don't think so.
I don't think
not everything needs to be a goddamn year-long storyline build, Triple H.
Yeah, I don't think it does either, but I think they could have done it on TV.
It was fine. Week. It was fine to do it here. Statlander turn in here made sense. Now, I actually wish it would have happened to help Monet win instead. Right. Because then you could have protected Willow, and it would have made more sense to have her drop the title immediately out the gate for Mercedes. Mercedes could have done the whole Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Goldberg thing. We're like, oh, I didn't fucking know. And then Statlander gets more heat on her, too, because not only did you turn on her, you turned on her to cost her the title instead of waiting till after she already lost the title. So I don't like the part of the show that they did it, but I did think that she was going to end up turning on her. Swerve defeated Christian Cage. Obviously, we got that one right.
Yeah.
I won $1 on that, so that was pretty cool.
I still think Cage needs a good run with it at some point before he goes. He's so good. He was one of my favorite parts of last night too.
And in a 30-minute Anarchy in the Arena match. Let's talk about this because this had a lot of shit going on. This is quality television, honestly. I mean, this is good shit. So you had the funny spots, obviously. Okada. You had the music spots where they were yelling into the fucking microphones. They cut that music off. It's cost me too much money. All that shit. That was pretty good. But I think it did make sense for the Elite to win here just because Darby Allin was hurt already. So you're already a man down. The man got hit by a fucking bus, legit. So
we picked them to win.
Yeah, no, we did. We did. Yeah. But it just made sense. I might not have if Eddie was there instead.
He got hit by a bus again, and then he set Jack Perry on fire.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Setting Jack Perry on fire was fucking pretty nuts, dude.
When I saw the fire extinguishers out on the stage, I was like, all right, there's gonna be a fire spot. And then when I saw Jack Perry like wet,
yeah,
I was
super
like,
wet.
That's gel, or they're like wetting him for a fire spot. So yeah, it was a little predictable. So I knew it was coming, but it was still cool when it happened.
Do you not think it was still kind of crazy that Jack Perry has all that fucking hair and they still attempted to do this though? Because easily his hair could have got caught on fire.
Hair burns slower than you would think. It more singes than anything. But so it doesn't just like ignite unless you've got like flammable product in it. It's pretty hard to burn hair.
But still though, that's a big risk for a dude with that mane. Yeah. A fucking mane, dude. It was nuts. Like it was pretty awesome. I like that they worked the flamethrower back in there because we were saying that. After the show. It's like, why the fuck not just bring the fucking flamethrower then? And that's exactly what they did. It was awesome. I was like, because I mean that logically made sense. More so than Punk getting a referee shirt and he's the only one back there paying attention to the match of the main event, but whatever. The Danielson, man, when Danielson yelled into the fucking mic and said, play the best theme song of all time, and they fucking did Final Countdown, I was like, yes, let's fucking go, dude. It's so good, because I thought they were just going to play his theme or something, because that's what he came out to. And then when they played the Final Countdown, that was good. And then Matthew Jackson, when he fucking got back on there and said, that's costing us too much money. Oh, you think we got a limited budget or some shit? Turned that back off. That was good. I mean, the whole match was pretty well done. The only thing bad about Anarchy in the Arena matches to me is you do lose a lot of stuff because of so much shit going on. And they try to fix it with the multicams at the same time on there, but they're not up there 24/7. The other thing with that is those wrestlers never know when they can actually take a fucking break. And then if they don't know and that camera's on them, then it looks really fucking bad. So I don't know why we haven't just told them straight out the gate, be like, hey, don't take no breaks out there. Everything's got to mean something. Don't be laying around. Don't be doing a bullshit hit where you don't think the thing's on you or whatever. Because if it catches you, it's going to look really bad. And I still feel like they're taking a little bit too many breaks on something like this when they don't know where the camera's going to be at.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. I think you could sell. It's kind of like in a Royal Rumble, right? Like every striking exchange,
for sure.
Yeah. Like you just
a little bit easier to hide in a Royal Rumble with depending on how many bodies are in there too, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't bother me that much. Because
I don't want it to be a situation like on in WWE where they had that cool fucking angle where it was inside the ring type deal, and you're looking at it and like you're like really close to them, but then they fuck up one thing or they don't get close enough on one hit and it just completely ruins all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the match was pretty fucking crazy, though. Obviously, we knew Darby was going to do a crazy spot. I didn't know Jack Perry was going to do a crazy spot, but he did. Nicholas Jackson did a crazy fucking spot. Okada shined pretty well. Danielson, for him to be hurt and still doing the shit that he's doing is pretty insane.
Perry getting the pin on Danielson was crazy.
Yeah. Well, you got it. You're putting over the Elite big time. So, yeah. Okada's already got a win over him, so it makes sense for the other singles dude to get.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, why not just have like fucking Dax take the pin or something, you know?
That's crazy. I mean, if we're being real, Darby's sitting right there and he has a fucked up leg and nose and all this other shit and like all this shit that he's got going on with him. Broke his ankle, right? That's why he couldn't climb.
Just hung upside down for a fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah. That would make more sense. But if you want the biggest impact coming out, I'd be like, oh shit, Jack Perry. They just let Jack Perry fucking pin Bryan Danielson. Even though it was an Anarchy in the Arena match, it's still a pretty big fucking deal.
People were acting real dumb about that shit online. Like, oh, he's like, that's so dangerous. He's hanging there. Oh, and then my other favorite one was why are you hoisting him in the air on a harness when Martha Hart's there? Like, bro, he's like 3 feet above the fucking ring. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's not the same thing. Also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot safer. And on top of that, the people were talking about like it's unsafe to be it's unsafe to hang somebody upside down for that long or whatever. It's like if you have a heart condition it is, or if you do it for like a very long amount of time. The hanging upside down for like 5 minutes, no, he's not gonna die. It's okay. Like what are people are just like they find so many like excuses to bitch about everything AEW does. It's so annoying, dude.
All right, let's
I
do
thought it was a
grades
cool
on
spot.
this. Grades on this one. I'm gonna give this one. I wanted to give it a B plus, but there's so many things I didn't agree with as far as finishes go on this one. I can't, so I'm just gonna give it an even
Yeah.
B.
I was thinking the same because I didn't like the Death Triangle losing. I
Trent
didn't
Beretta
like
losing.
Beretta losing, right?
Didn't like where they had the turn with the Statlander thing.
Right.
That should have been in the match to help.
Didn't like Malachi
to help
losing.
cost Willow the title. You didn't like what?
Malachi losing.
Yeah, Malachi losing.
Especially
yeah,
after Copeland breaks, like he knows his leg is fucked up when he lands.
You would think
Everybody
so, yes.
knows his leg is fucked up.
I mean,
So
there is a
why
lot
not
of
at that
adrenaline
point?
going on, but yes, he could have technically thought, he like it could have been like a fucking brain or something too. Like I don't know, I don't know what, because we're talking about Copeland going to the top of a fucking cage, right?
Yeah.
He's seemingly having the most fun in his career. At least that's what he's been telling people. He's probably got a shit ton of adrenaline going on.
I feel like it's about halfway down. He's like,
He
oh,
probably
fuck,
hasn't done
this
one of
ain't
these
fun.
spots
What am I
in
doing?
fucking 12 years, right? Like, what the fuck are we doing? So I don't know if he actually knew
There's no way
that it was to that extent. No, he knew something. I don't think he knew to that extent, though.
I knew. As soon as he landed, I said,
I don't know. Well,
that's
I
that
don't know.
same shit that
We'll
Macho
never
Man
know,
did,
really,
and he is
because
fucked
wrestlers
up.
are not very forthcoming on information.
Bro, he couldn't stand up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I knew. Yeah, I'll give it a B too. I thought it was a really good show. Anarchy in the Arena at the end was really cool. That almost makes me want to bump it up to a B plus, even with all the questionable booking. And I don't say questionable booking because we predicted it wrong, because some of it we predicted and it's still questionable. Like I just, whatever. I storyline wise, I thought that there were better choices that could have been made for going forward, and I think that took away from some of it. In ring work in AEW is always good, so there was no matches that were like bad or anything like that. Everything that I would take away from this pay per view had to do with like future looking, forward looking.
I am liking the best thing out of the fucking learning tree bullshit might actually be the trios team of Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata possibly being trios champions. Which, if they become trios champions, who the fuck is beating this team? Is what I'm trying to figure out. But they were talking about it on Rampage, I believe. Their trios division is starting to get built up here with a lot of teams, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I hope they keep I hope they keep the Outrunners with Dalton Castle.
Yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. Outrunners as the new boys to Dalton Castle would be great. I mean, I love the Outrunners with Zicky Dice. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have Zicky Dice obviously under contract. So
yeah,
if you have the Outrunners and you got Dalton Castle, dude, that'd be so good. That's a good trios team right there.
They were his boys last night, and it was whatever. When they came out to save him at the end, though, and they just got immediately fucking punked off the apron, I thought kind of hurts them. But no, I think that would be cool.
All right, we're gonna give that. We both gave AEW Double or Nothing a B. All right, let's talk about Adam Copeland right quick. Adam Copeland injured with a fractured tibia and will require surgery. The latter match has been made official for, I believe, Forbidden Door. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing qualifying matches. Jack Perry, I believe, is in it. Dante Martin is in it. Who else is in it so far? Do you know?
I have to look.
There's not too. There's only a few.
Forbidden Door.
Why is my caps locks on?
Briscoe and Takeshita.
Oh yeah, Briscoe. That's right. Yeah, Briscoe.
Yeah.
Oh
There's two
shit.
more to be determined, apparently.
So where do you think they should go with the TNT champion?
Oh, you got to put it on Takeshita, right?
Or do you want to wait to see who else goes in there first? You think Takeshita?
I think Takeshita right now, yeah. Because Briscoe's already Ring of Honor World Champion.
I don't know, man. Jack Perry.
Yeah, but if they were gonna do that, then you might as well just get the extra heel heat by just having the fucking EVPs hand it to him. I think Takeshita needs it. I don't think Perry needs it.
I think this might be a pay-per-view where the Bucks don't defend the tag titles and they can actually come out and help Jack Perry.
Yeah, maybe.
Like Jack Perry helped them in their ladder match with FTR. I think Jack Perry's winning it. Because I think the whole purpose of the Elite are they're trying to get all the fucking titles. Or at least most of the undercard ones anyway.
And Kenny Omega comes back.
And then
wins
either
all
Osprey,
by
because
himself.
they're going to go after Swerve next. So like Swerve has clearly been beefing with the Elite. And if you think Swerve is going to retain over Osprey, and then what is it, July, whatever the fuck, for Blood and Guts, it's probably going to be Swerve and Osprey on the same team going against the Elite in that match.
July 24th, I think. Yeah, maybe. So Mercedes Moné and then Stephanie Vaquer is also on Forbidden Door 3. I don't like that. I feel like you're bringing in Stephanie just to have her drop the New Japan Strong Belt to Monet because Monet was originally supposed to have it. Feels weird to me. I don't like that.
I think that's why it makes perfect sense, honestly. Like, I think that makes more sense than Mercedes fucking winning the title from Willow after Willow just won it.
Then don't give her the TBS title because it's a winner take all match.
Motherfucker, I didn't want them to. What are you talking about? I agree with you. I didn't want them to. I was on that the whole fucking time. Unless Julia would have fucking retained over Willow like I wanted it to, so that Mercedes could beat her instead. Like, that's another reason why I didn't like the Statlander turn after the match. Because you're not doing anything with the Mercedes thing. It makes no sense. It's not interconnected anymore.
Yeah. How you feel about Naito Moxley?
I think Naito's going to win it back, obviously. Which is what I said. I said I didn't think that they would do that. But then after they did it, I said, hey, it makes sense if Moxley's going to just drop it back at Forbidden Door 3 anyway. And then when they announced that his opponent was going to be fucking Naito, then I'm pretty sure Naito's winning this match. So I'm cool with it.
I think they want you to think that.
There's no way AEW is about to sweep again at Forbidden Door 3. They're going to do this fucking shit.
That's my other thought is that, yeah, you have New Japan comes to these events and loses every fucking time. Except for that's not true always.
By the way, Stephanie Vaquer is not an actual member of the New Japan or Stardom roster. She's in CMLL,
Yeah,
so it's
but she
not.
has a
I
strong
don't view that as the same thing as if they had Tam Nakano or somebody coming over and losing it to Mercedes because Mercedes was supposed to have it. At least it's somebody that isn't technically signed under their contract, so they can be like, okay, that makes sense, and be like, all right, Mercedes has it or whatever. And I'm almost positive that part of this fucking AEW deal that Mercedes has something to do with, hey, I'm gonna fucking wrestle for New Japan Strong or New Japan or Stardom in general. You know what I'm saying?
I want my fucking purple belt.
Yeah, exactly. I need it. And then, hey, it'd be even cooler if like Mercedes has it or whatever and drops that title back to Willow or something like that, or even Statlander or something. We don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with it.
Maybe. The Naito thing, yeah, I feel like I was thinking about this because obviously I've been to all of them. New Japan. I was gonna say New Japan loses the main events too often or whatever, and if you think about like Danielson Okada, that's true, but that's not the main event really, because there was no title for that. And then even
the main event is gonna be Swerve versus Osprey.
The first one, the first Forbidden Door, the IWGP title was on the line for the 4-way match, which Jay White ended up winning. It was the Moxley Tanahashi match that mained, and then Moxley won
For the vacant title, yes. That I thought
because
Tanahashi
it was
should
for
have
the
won.
AEW title. It was for a vacant title, if I recall correctly.
Yes,
actually.
correct.
Yeah, so it's not like
Which
New
is
Japan
why I thought
old-
Tanahashi should win, because he technically wasn't beating Moxley for his title. It was a
Yeah.
vacant title by Punk, I believe, that got hurt or whatever, and this was because it was supposed to be Punk versus Tanahashi. And then
Which would have pissed me off.
I thought Tanahashi being in the record books as a fucking former AEW World Champion would have been fucking awesome, especially considering that you already had Mox as a former champion, so it didn't really matter. And I still stand behind that 100% that Tanahashi, I believe, should have won that. And then Mox could have won it back at the next Wrestle Kingdom. But it's whatever. Especially because that was when AEW only had like 4 pay-per-views a year as well. And then Forbidden Door was like the 5th. So it wasn't like you were missing out on a bunch of shit by not having your champion around weekly. You could have still had Tanahashi come in to defend it, quote unquote, the next 2 pay-per-views before Wrestle Kingdom. I thought that was a nice setup, but now you can't do it like that because they have so many goddamn pay-per-views now, where if you have your world title gone that long and can't come in all the time, that's pretty much out the door. I think that time frame, though, at that moment in AEW history, it would have been fucking perfect for have Tanahashi win that title right there. But I agree with you. New Japan is not winning. I mean, Sonata over Jack Perry, but it was like in the middle of the fucking card or whatever it was.
It was like the first. Was it
and
the first match?
And that when that happened, everybody made fun of it. All the Japanese and American fans were making fun. Like, really, this is what you gave Sonata? When I'm a huge fucking Jack Perry fan, day one Jack Perry Jungle Boy fan over here, and I'm hyped for him. And then everybody else is just shitting on it. And I understand it because you weren't positioning Jack Perry. He was a tag team wrestler at the time, or whatever the fuck have you. And you're like giving him the shot or whatever. So I understand it. But hey, if you want New Japan to have some dubs, they're going to have to get them against fucking lower talent dudes too. Because it's not like Sonata was being praised as the greatest world champion over there in Japan either.
Well, I think they should run that match back and have Perry win. And then also, but they can't on this one, obviously, because he's in the ladder match. But Zack Sabre Jr. is having a match with Orange Cassidy too. So they'll probably get a win there. I don't know. They fucking hate having Cassidy lose for some reason. I don't know. Why do they book him like he's fucking Superman? It's crazy.
I don't know. They're booking... I don't know. I don't think they would have a problem with him losing at Forbidden Door. He lost to Ospreay, right? At Forbidden Door.
Yeah. That was a good match, though.
All right, so I mean, we're already on the topic, and I've got it pulled up already. So let's talk about our hype levels. I got 7 matches announced, sorta. Jeff Cobb is going to have a match for the NJPW World TV title. We don't know who it's going to be against.
Challenge yet? Yeah.
But Moxley versus Naito, Sabre Jr. versus Cassidy, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa, Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacour, Takeshita versus Briscoe versus Perry versus Martin versus 2 more participants to be named later, and then of course Swerve versus Ospreay for the AEW World Championship match. Hype levels for this, especially as somebody that's actually going.
It's hard for me to give a fair one because I'm going. That's the problem. My hype levels are going to be different than if I were just watching it at home. I feel like if I weren't going, I would feel like it's a good card. It's not. There's nothing on there yet where I'm like, oh, that's fucking insane. Aside from the Strickland Ospreay match, because it's not like we haven't seen Moxley Naito before. Naito is obviously getting up there in age and doesn't really have the matches that he used to or anything. And then like the ladder match will be cool, but you know, whatever.
You haven't seen the ladder match in person yet, have you? At the other Forbidden Doors?
Not at the Forbidden Doors, but there was ladders at Revolution.
Oh yes, that's right. Correct. Okay.
Yeah. And I did go to Revolution.
Yeah, no shit. There was ladders at Revolution because fucking Darby Allin fucked himself up, dude. Crazy. Yeah. Dude. Fucking crazy. All right. So okay. So obviously, hype levels are 1 to 10. I'll tell you mine as a fan that will be watching it on TV instead of being there live. I'm gonna give it 8. I'm actually really excited for both women's matches because I think Mercedes is really on a quest to prove people that she's one of the best wrestlers in the world as far as women go. And I think, by the way, I think the Willow match is very underrated. I don't think people gave it enough credit. I think it was really good for Double or Nothing.
That's a tough quest when you're not. I mean, she's, you know.
I mean, think about that. That was her first match, though, since injury.
I wouldn't say she's not like top 20 or something, but she's not like.
Women?
Yeah.
You think there's 20 women better than her?
I said I wouldn't say that she's not top
20. Okay. Got you. Okay.
But I think you would have a real hard time arguing that she's like top 5.
No, I agree with that. I mean, the problem with this is, though, because of how wrestling goes, and there's so many different fucking things to make your cases, if I wanted to go based off of accolades, I could. But if we're talking about strictly just wrestling ability, there's a lot of wrestlers that might be better than Mercedes, and we don't even know them yet because they're not allowed to do anything. If that makes sense.
Like Andy Hartwell. That's what I've been telling people.
I mean, yeah, if you're having a fucking 4-minute match where you're getting squashed and we don't know how fucking good you are, then yeah, how are we gonna know if you're one of the best wrestlers of all time?
I love Andy Hartwell.
I mean, I agree with you. I understand. I understood your point, but that's my point that I'm making too. It's like, yeah, she's really good, but she's also getting the time to be really good. She's also getting put in positions to be put on in front of people's eyes so that they think that she's really good, so that they believe that she's really good. So, I mean, there's that too. It's very hard to break out like a Willow Nightingale out of nowhere. Where everybody wants you pushed. Like Queen Aminata right now is getting that.
Yeah. And that's why I've got too easy on top of Mercedes.
But the other issue with women wrestlers is like a lot of these people do the same fucking moves though. This fucking hip attack that everybody fucking has is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Everyone has the fucking hip attack. It's about as bad as men with the spear. I'm tired of the fucking spear and I'm tired of the hip attack. Can we just get somebody else to do any other move?
Tired of fucking Blue Thunder bombs too.
Mercedes not doing the hip attack. If Willow does the hip attack or Toni Storm does the hip attack, okay, that makes sense. I don't need everybody and their fucking mom doing the goddamn hip attack. I don't need Asuka doing it. I hate that Asuka.
If you don't have 34-inch or bigger hips, why the fuck are you doing a hip attack? You're doing a bone attack. Knock it off. No, like I don't like that move either. I
don't like it when Ricky Starks does the spear.
Because he's smaller, or because
it doesn't. Yeah, it does. What is it doing?
Yeah. Well, I don't like when smaller people do the hip attack. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree.
Yeah. So like Toni Storm doing it's fine. Willow doing it's fine. Yeah, fucking Nia Jax do it, then whatever. But yeah, I don't like it as a move because it's one of those things where it's just like from a technical, like trying to stay within kayfabe point of view.
I mean, you know what Mercedes does instead? She does like the fucking corner Meteora thing instead.
Yeah.
Does the Andrade double knee type shit. That's what you should be doing as the smaller wrestler.
Right.
Just go fucking put your fucking knees in their fucking in their chest and fuck up their collarbones. Like, not everybody needs to be doing a hip attack, bro.
I don't like. There's so many. Just go fucking drop kick them in the corner. That look.
I love Tony's because she comes in there so fucking fast, and if you can get the right person to sell it, dude, it literally looks like they got fucked up.
Her shit always.
I love hers in the corner. Is insane.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason about it. It's like everybody just thinks they can do it, and it doesn't look the same at all. Everybody, you can clearly tell the difference between a Toni Storm hip attack and then somebody else's.
Hers look like give people whiplash for real.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah. It's like watching somebody try to do a stink face after.
I'm very excited for the 2 women's matches, to be real with you. I'm kind of excited for the ladder match. I want to see who these other 2 participants are going to be. I'm going to assume that one of them is going to be from CMLL.
Hachi Cero.
Naito and Moxley. I'd like to see a CMLL guy go against Cobb instead of an AEW guy, honestly. Just because it's Forbidden Door doesn't mean AEW has to be represented in every match. It could be 2 dudes from 2 other promotions. I would like that. That would be fine with me. I also heard that the AAA guys can be on this.
Yeah.
Not the AAA guys, but the guys that used to be in AAA that are now in AEW. So if Jeff Cobb went against Penta, I'd be fucking down for that too. Just because, even though he's an AEW guy, getting to see him on a Forbidden Door card at the same time as a CMLL guy in the ladder match, we've never seen that before, so that'd be cool as fuck. So this has the potential to still make history because we've never seen a CMLL, AEW, New Japan, and AAA wrestler on the same card. So that'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think we're going to have MJF versus Rush on this card too.
They're doing that on Dynamite.
Oh, are they not? They're not doing it on Forbidden Door?
Yeah, I think they're doing it on
Okay.
Dynamite.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They could have a fucked up finish on there where they do like a double count out or some shit, and then they move it to Forbidden Door.
Match.
Yeah, like a bull rope match or some shit like that.
I don't like it anyway because you know that Rush isn't winning, and he should.
Well, I don't like
MJF,
the angle that he's taken with it, where he's just now hating America for some reason randomly. With the Vince McMahon booking we got going on.
I understand though.
Yes, I mean I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I understand you hating us. Don't get me wrong. I get it.
Yeah. No, I think the first angle that he had where it was MJF, you've been gone, and you want to come back and put yourself back on top. And I've been here the whole fucking time. Fuck you. I
know
thought that
it's
was a much
big
better
bar,
angle.
or high bar, I should say. I know it's a high bar already, but what's the likelihood? Do you think odds? I don't even know it have to be odds, just percentage wise. What are the percentage that you're giving an opinion base, obviously, that Swerve versus Osprey is going to be the fucking match of the year?
A 0.
0?
0. Come on,
dude. I don't know, bro. I'm giving it about a 25% chance.
I don't know what you've had. Do you remember this year?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Alright.
That's why it's a question.
All right.
I think 25% is a fair amount. 0?
I've had some real good matches this year.
You don't think Osprey versus Swerve is going to be better than Osprey versus Takeshita?
I don't think so.
Wait, was that this year?
Yeah, that was at Revolution.
Okay.
And that's part of it too, is because I was there. So again,
Well,
I
you're
got
going to be there for this, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I'm not seeing it the same way that people saw it on TV. So
I don't know. The crowd is going to be was pretty intense for Revolution just because of the buzz around Sting's retirement match too. That place was insane. I don't know how this crowd is going to
North Carolina
do here.
Yeah.
I mean, it is New York. It's a New York crowd, so I expect them to be loud. I'm just saying.
It's a New York crowd, so they'll go crazy for MJF because it's right outside of Long Island. To the UBS Arena. They moved it from where it was supposed to be.
A 0% chance. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. 0% chance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You good?
Yeah, no, good. You hear me?
I'm just making sure you're good, bro.
Yeah, no, I was looking something up. I was trying to remember when a match.
What matches happened this year?
No, I was trying to remember one specific match and whether it was this year or like late last year. It was late last year. But yeah, no. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I like Swerve. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler or anything. Obviously, it'll be a good match. Match of the year is kind of crazy bar though, especially when didn't we have a 6.5 already this year?
Yeah, he sure did. From Dave Meltzer. That's not a 6.5 for me though.
Yeah, you don't count.
I understand that Osprey and Danielson is going to be insane to stop. I understand that. But to say that they have a 0% chance,
you would have to think that Swerve is going to have better chemistry with Osprey.
Well, I don't think Osprey versus Oku was a fucking as high as Dave rated it either. I think he rated that over 5 stars.
There's some story to that you might not have been privy to.
I don't care. The match itself was not. No, there's story to the fucking Osprey Strickland match. What are we talking about here?
The story is Osprey thinks he's the best, but he's running himself ragged, trying to have too many fucking matches and doing too much. And Swerve's gonna catch him. And
that's
Swerve's
not the story, but okay.
That's the story. That is the story. He's doing too much. He's having all these fucking international title matches and entering gauntlets and having these fucking international title defenses and whatever. And Swerve's just chilling. And then it's gonna get to match time, and Osprey's gonna be banged up, and Swerve's gonna take advantage of it and win. That's the story.
No, the story here that we're talking about right now is the chances of Osprey and Strickland being the best match of the year. And I'm telling you that it's higher than a 0% chance.
I mean, in the same way that everything's higher than a 0% chance. What's the chance I'm going to get fucking struck by lightning today?
You said 0, though. That's my point.
0. Yeah, there's effectively 0.
That's wrong.
Same chance as me getting fucking hit by lightning. All right, whatever.
There's no... Dude, I'm telling you. You better... That match... You're going to be in the middle of history and you don't even realize it. And you're just a hater.
First of all, I always realize it.
Dude, it's going to be fucking intense. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that. That alone is probably like makes it a 7 before I even get to the other matches. Because obviously you have to take the whole card into account. It can't just be 7 shitty matches and then a really good main event. WWE. So it's going to be Strickland Osprey. I mean, that gives me a 7. I get to watch a ladder match, which we all know I love gimmick matches. So that's going to bump it up. I got to see who the other two obviously are. But I do like that Jack Perry and Takeshita are in there. I'm hyped for the 2 women's matches. Dude, I'm going to give this a solid I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm hyped. I'm pretty hyped for this.
Yeah, I am too. And I think it's more than just the fact that I'm going. That does obviously help a lot, but yeah, I'd probably. I'm not looking forward to the travel part, so it's like taken away from it a little bit for me. But yeah, I think without all that bullshit, the card itself, just trying to be super objective, I think that's probably like a 9 for me too. Yeah.
All right, let's get down to some other news here. Hopefully we can get through these a little bit more quick because they're like a little bit bullshit, smaller news things, but I feel like they were worth talking about. All right, so first up, speaking of Ospreay, he wants Ricochet in AEW and thinks he's been underutilized. Then Ricochet tells WWE he is not resigning, and it looks highly likely that he will be AEW bound. What do we think about this guy?
It makes sense for his career. I mean, they're clearly not taking him seriously. They're going to do anything with him in WWE. I don't know how lost in the shuffle he might get in AEW. That's my concern. He's not like a.
Can it be worse than what he is in WWE though?
No, and that's why I think it's a good move. But I also think that he could end up in that like Kyle O'Reilly spot where it's like, yeah, everybody knows he's really good, but what are we doing with him? Like, what's the direction? And it's not like Kyle O'Reilly doesn't have a story right now, but it's also like they're retreading a story that they just finished telling because they don't really know what to do with him either.
Not that I want anybody to be catapulted right to the main event scene or anything, but Ospreay versus Swerve versus Ricochet at All In would be fucking insane.
I don't want to watch flippy shit.
I'm not saying that you debut him there. Obviously, you'd have to come over and do something. But like, let's say he comes over and he catches fire, though. You get what I'm saying?
Let's put him in the ladder match.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I don't know when the contract actually ends, though. Is the thing.
I think it's already over.
I don't know if that's true, but that would be cool if he. Well, I don't want him to win the title out the gate either. But I'm just saying, if he caught fire, and we went with the momentum, and it got to the point where it was like a. I mean, obviously Swerve took a couple years, but if it was like a meteoric rise or whatever, and you could justify, hey, he's been undefeated in AEW since he got here, we're going to put him in the thing against him and made it a triple threat, I'd be cool with that. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, that'd be a sick match to watch, though. Speaking of contracts being up, though, Matt and now Jeff Hardy have both left AEW and joined TNA as Jeff showed up on Against All Odds to help Matt Hardy after his loss to Moose in the main event. I guess he got there late, maybe? I don't know if the car was running behind. Yeah, maybe you should have helped him before he lost the match to Moose, but whatever. Jeff is always late helping Matt for some reason. I don't think he danced this time, so that was good.
Yeah, he didn't dance this time. Yeah.
Had a chair with him and everything. He said, fuck it, I'm not dancing this time. I learned my lesson the first time. Man literally stopped the dance before he helped out his brother. TNA, I feel like is in a prime position here to make moves, and they keep going after older people instead of the younger people that are getting released by these other companies or leaving these other companies. I think that's a mistake.
It's because if they're good younger people, then they're already getting offers that are probably paying more and for more.
And there's a lot of good younger people that are still not signed yet either, is my point, and they're not getting them.
Name 3.
It doesn't have to be names that are like, oh, they were in top 5 of merch sales or anything, but people that you could fucking build off of and turn their careers around with different gimmicks or what have you.
Yeah.
Instead of still showing up fucking Sami Callihan versus Jonathan Gresham matches. I mean, like, what the fuck are we doing here?
What the fuck was that bit with Kushida stealing Gresham's ink for a sample? What the fuck was that? Did you watch it? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so in the middle of the Gresham match,
Kushida
comes out in a fucking lab coat.
Yeah.
And like has a vial in his hand and like puts a little swab inside Gresham's mouth to get his ink, his octopus ink. And like puts it in a little fucking vial and then leaves.
I mean, that's his new gimmick. He's the chemist.
Oh, what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. Okay.
The biologist. I don't fucking know. Don't get me started. Ever since they got rid of Scott D'Amore, that shit's been crashing.
No. TNA
and it sucks to see because like I feel like he was going after the right people and now they're just literally just rehashing who was there before because of name value. You can have name value guys, don't get me wrong, but they don't need to be in fucking main events of pay-per-views. Matt Hardy, who can barely fucking walk, going against fucking Moose makes no sense to me.
You don't need to walk to jump off the top rope.
Speaking of younger guys, Sting's kid Steve Borden Jr., the one who dressed as the Wolfpack Sting at Revolution, is now training to become a wrestler. How cool is this?
I mean, sure. His other son had the better build for it, but he's too busy playing that new Destiny expansion.
I don't know if the other one was a better wrestler.
I didn't say it was a better wrestler. I just said he had a better build for it.
They both got pretty good fucking builds. I get what you're saying though. It looks like this motherfucker might get broken too by the right person. But I mean, he's still pretty built though. He's still in good shape and shit. He was taller and he looked more like Sting than the other kid too.
Have you seen his other kid without makeup? He looks just like
both of them.
Sting.
I mean, both of them look like Sting, but the other one, the one that is actually training to be a wrestler, looks more like Sting to me. But by the way, that was a wig. He did the funniest shit about it is that he came out and said he actually had long hair, but he had cut it a couple weeks before because he didn't know anything about it, and he would have just kept it. So that was pretty funny to find that out later. But no, I mean, I wish both of them would do it. A Sting tag team would be sick, but the other dude he's on that Destiny, baby. You got to get that new updates coming.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching him play it a little bit.
That new update's coming, and then Destiny 3's coming out. Like he's busy. He said, "Nah, I'm fucking busy."
He's been grinding one of them raids a lot, man. He's got like fucking 16 hours.
But yeah, I think it's pretty fucking cool. We'll see how far he gets. Obviously, Becky Lynch seemingly done with WWE for the time being. Do you think she returns as a regular performer, or is it a semi-retirement, part-time thing that she wants to do after this break?
She's taking some time off. I don't see her going anywhere else.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I don't think she's going anywhere else either. But when she does come back, do you think it's just gonna be like more of a part-time thing than a actual regular schedule?
How old is she now?
That's a great question.
She's gotta be.
I'll find out.
Early 30s, mid 30s at most.
Definitely mid 30s. Well, maybe early 30s. Hold on.
37. Goddamn, she's the
yeah.
same
Okay.
age as I am. Okay.
37. So yeah.
Yeah,
right.
It's time to go part time, baby. We're all trying to go part time at my age. Yes.
I'm looking for part time right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah. How old that just makes me think. How old is Natalya? Fuck. She gotta be. If Becky's 37, then Natalya's got to be like. Because I know her contract's.
Well, I mean, she was 36 when she had the kid, obviously, right? Or maybe even 35.
Natalya's 42. God damn.
But she's been back for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see her dropping out of part time. Especially with the kid, and what else is there for her to do? She's won every belt. She's had every there's nobody in the company right now that she hasn't had a program with that would be interesting to have a program with. She's already done the Rhea shit. She's already done each of the horsewomen. Like there's nothing really to do.
It's gone for 15 months by August 2021. Let's see. Hold on.
So yeah, I could see her coming back on like a part-time thing, or I mean shit, she could just retire too. I'm not saying I want that. Like I like seeing her around and stuff.
Daughter was born in 2020, so December of 2020.
Oh, her kid?
So she was 34?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 34.
Yeah, and so her wanting to take time off to raise the kid through like kindergarten, first grade, whatever, it just makes sense.
Yeah, because her kid's gonna be like to the point where it can talk and doing all the cute things, not the annoying shit.
Not the vomit.
You gotta be there for that kind of shit. And then I don't think Seth is gonna be like, we already know that men have longer careers in wrestling than the women do, but especially like if you have a kid and you want to be there with them or whatever, yeah, I don't see her doing a regular schedule again, but
I mean,
when she signs that contract, it's gonna be like Lesnar like. You're gonna be getting a lot of money and not as many dates. I promise you that.
Well, good.
Which is fine.
Kind of earned it.
That's what fuck everybody should be doing that. Fuck that.
She carried that fucking division for a while.
You don't want to say.
She was like the only interesting.
She was the only. Look at Trish. Trish keeps coming back, right? Trish keeps coming back and doing little runs here and there or whatever. Like she could be doing that. Maybe even longer runs than Trish does because she's still way younger than Trish right now. But yeah, she could be doing that kind of shit. And I just don't want Triple H to come out and say that Becky's scared of the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, that would be what it means.
We want people we want people here for the long haul. We want people here that are not afraid to grind it. Grind like Sting's kid on Destiny.
Bro,
all right,
did you see those motherfuckers when it came out that Will Ospreay was taking 1 week off of Dynamite? Talking about, oh yeah, see, he is scared of the grind. Because the way that Ringside News worded it was that he was taking a
Ringside
hiatus.
News. I blocked them a long time ago. Fuck Ringside News, bro. Ringside News is garbage.
Clowns, dude. Yeah, he's taking a hiatus because he didn't come to Dynamite 1 week. Like, Yeah, he worked matches every fucking week before and worked matches after that. When he came back, he did the gauntlet shit. Like, man, shut the fuck up. God damn. He works more than I do.
All right, two more things before we wrap up the show here. Tony Khan reportedly disappointed from the offer on the table by WBD. The person reporting this information, Matthew Baloney from The Puck, who is apparently very close to Nick Khan, so take this information however you will. How big of a mistake would it be for WBD, for Warner Brothers Discovery, to lose AEW and the NBA in the same year?
Yeah. With them losing the NBA, dude, there's no fucking way. And this report that you're talking about, somebody came out later and said it was bullshit. I think the part that they were bothered by wasn't like the dollar offer or whatever. It was something to do with media rights for like the Ring of Honor stuff or something too. And like streaming or whatever the fuck. Something along those lines. It had nothing to do with the money part of it. It was like what part of the library they were willing to do or how they were willing to distribute or some shit like that. It's been a week or two since I read that article, but yeah, no, it's not like they're trying to lowball us. They can't lowball them. They don't have anything else after they lose the NBA that's keeping up on like cable rankings.
Well, that's the thing. It's like AEW knows that how much money you're about to not be spending on NBA. Guess what? You're about to fucking trickle over to us, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not saying you have to give us all of that money that you're going to spend on NBA, but you're going to give us some of it.
They also know that when they look at the weekly cable ratings or whatever, it's usually like, oh yeah, Dynamite was number 3 for the time slot nationally on cable, behind only the NBA. So
yeah, so you're going from you're going from top 2 of the top 3 things on for the fucking night to now losing both. Nah, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, there's no shot. So no, I expect them to get a decent offer. It's just I'm curious how they handle distribution of past libraries
and how we handling HBO Max as well, though, is what I want to know. I mean, that's what all the fans really want to know. I think real fans of AEW don't think they're going to be leaving the network. What we want to know is, are they coming over to fucking Max? That's what we want to know. Are the pay-per-views coming over to Max? Those are the big questions that TK seemingly gets asked every fucking scrum, something about streaming. Because motherfuckers out here ain't getting no fucking raises for cost of living, let alone anything else, to be fucking spending $50. And now you're increasing these pay-per-views. We want you to have streaming. And also, I'd like to have access to the whole back catalog anyway, to be real with you.
I buy the pay-per-views through a VPN, so I don't pay the $50 for them. I buy them like I'm in Germany or whatever. I think
I understand that. And do you have Max as well?
Yeah, I got Max.
Okay, well, you know that it's cheaper if you just have one of those things. Yes, it doesn't matter how much you paid for the.
Not necessarily. How much do they charge?
It is. It's literally fucking by default cheaper.
It's not, because you don't know if they're going to do it like they do fucking WrestleMania on Peacock.
Yeah, I do.
Where you still have to pay an extra amount.
They're going to do it like Peacock, bro. They're not going to do it like fucking UFC and ESPN. That's not how that's going to work.
No, this is what I'm saying. You know that you had to pay extra for WrestleMania on Peacock, right?
Since when?
This year.
I didn't pay anything extra for WrestleMania this year.
I have to go find it, but no, it was like an extra charge on top of the other bullshit. If you didn't,
I would have known if I paid extra for WrestleMania, dude.
Do you have the not ads version or whatever the fuck, or do you?
Now I do, but I didn't before.
Yeah,
I literally just got it last month, or not even like the beginning of this month, because I got tired of hearing that goddamn Wheatley song.
Oh, you don't like it neatly?
Man, I swear to God, dude. No, I think that would be a big mistake on. Well, that would be a Peacock thing anyway, not a WWE thing. It's not WWE's fault. Yeah. But no.
But yeah, so just because they're on streaming doesn't mean that there's not models with streaming where they.
I know there's models to it, but I don't think they'll do that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they might. They might be, because even AEW Plus does that. You pay whatever amount to watch the no commercial stream or whatever of the weekly shows, and you get a discount on the pay-per-views. You don't pay the full price, but you still pay extra for them. So I can see them doing something like that too. I don't know. It just depends. There's a lot of different models.
I mean, I don't know if you would keep Sling anyway, but one of the only reasons that I use your Sling is because of AEW. So if AEW got access to the point where I can watch the no commercial versions on HBO Max or whatever, and I already have HBO Max, then I wouldn't really need Sling. I mean, I watch other stuff on Sling, don't get me wrong. I mean, I probably use it more than you do, but I watch ESPN every fucking morning, so it's not like I wouldn't miss some of the stuff, but I could get by, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like, yeah, that would save you what, $50-something right there a month.
Something like that.
Or you could just go down to one package. You could just get the one that has the ESPN side and only do orange or the blue, whichever one has the ESPN, and then save half of whatever the fuck you're paying.
For all the ESPN I watch, yeah.
I mean, I literally only really watch ESPN on there. Like, let's be real. I only watch ESPN.
What I'm saying is, why would I keep it at all if you're like, paying you for fucking ESPN?
So that I can watch ESPN, obviously.
Nah, we're not. Nah, I don't think so.
Like, how much streaming services do you have? Yeah, I got ESPN because my brother watches it on Sling. I only have it for him. Hey, I play for fucking Family Planet, fucking Spotify for everybody, and that shit is expensive as fuck.
I'm not on that shit.
That's like $20-something. I know. Shayna has one, Ethan has one, Mom and Dad have one, and Christina has one, and then I have one. Fucking $24 a month for that shit.
I had the duo plan for a bit with Chelsea, and
fucking crazy.
It's like $12, I think. I think they pumped it up since, but back when we had it was like $12. But it was weird because she's in Canada, so it was like she had to set her billing shit or her address to my address to make it work or whatever, because it's only supposed to be intended for people in the same household. But it gave us like a blended playlist and all this other weird shit, and I was like, whatever. But
all right, so one of the things that I complained about, and this is to end the show, this is my last thing I got. One of the things that I complained about on Twitter was yesterday when I said people need to stop telling me that fucking Papa H is the best booker of the year. And I was like, don't ever tell me that shit again. And then I started thinking about it. And one of the reasons I said that is because I believe because of the booking yesterday to the end of the McIntyre match. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was the Samantha Irvin post that you were talking about earlier. So Samantha Irvin obviously got booed for wishing the crowd safe travels home after the main event. Fans were not happy and chanted bullshit. And I quote tweeted and I said, shitty booking will always prevail. Don't tell me H is Booker of the Year ever again. Y'all lost your goddamn minds. And I started thinking about it. And I was like, it's weird to me that WWE fans, and we all know which ones I'm talking about, just the ones on Twitter that are like hardcore anti-AEW motherfuckers or whatever. We know who I'm talking about. I'm not lumping every WWE fan into this, but it's weird to me that the WWE fans who were complaining about AEW signing everyone every time somebody became available when WWE let them go or they left New Japan or whatever, are now excited, so fucking excited about every WWE signing of talent who weren't even positioned well, except for Jade and Cody, obviously. You got Brian Pillman Jr. in NXT. You got Shawn Spears in NXT. You got Ethan Page in NXT. You have the Gorillas of Destiny on the main roster. You have Jade, who waited forever to debut on the main roster with no signs of major improvement. You got Cody on the main roster, who was the EVP of a previous company, and they made him sign a second contract before they even gave him the world title. And you got Andrade back to WWE and being used less than before, and now he's the Speed Champion. I'm just like, let's calm down about these goddamn signings when he literally couldn't get Mercedes, who was a current champion in WWE, in AEW, and about to be double champion in AEW. He couldn't get Okada, who's current champion in AEW. He couldn't get Ospreay, who's a current champion with a possibility of being double champion at Forbidden Door 3. And he couldn't get Jay White, who's a current champion in AEW. Like, can we fucking chill out on the fucking hype for signings from WWE? Like, it's ridiculous. You're signing mid-level talent and then still not doing anything with them. And the people that you did do something with, you're making them jump through hoops before you give them something. Let's calm down on Papa H being fucking Booker of the Year. He's not shit.
The Andrade part of that is funny to me because they're parading him around on social media like, look, we gave him something. Here he is smiling.
Oh yeah, they paraded him around at the pay-per-view in the crowd, and then the next fucking person they showed was Cedric Alexander and Ashanti, who they've done nothing with. And they put him in the same category as the Andrade with the shots around the... What? Huh?
And then after that, the
Pretty Deadly
the
was after
World's
that.
Strongest Man guy. Oh yeah, and Pretty Deadly too. But yeah, no, they definitely. I think everybody needs to calm the fuck down on signings a little bit. Let him go to TNA, bro. Give Matt Hardy somebody to wrestle. Unless it's somebody's contract just fell off, and like I think Natalya and the Owen would be cool. Ricochet coming over to AEW makes sense. When Ricky Stark's contract is up, then sure WWE can grab him. And that would probably make sense for him until they see how small he is in person. And
Yeah, what's he gonna do? He's gonna beat Gargano and Ciampa in matches, and then never beat anybody else because they're gonna look like goddamn giants compared to him.
Yeah, I mean it sucks because he's a good wrestler. He's a good talker. But you know that's how they're gonna see
It's
it.
very hard to work that style and make it work. And Danielson seems to be the only person that makes you believe that a smaller dude, at least of this generation. Well, Pac is a fucking built motherfucker though.
But he is short.
Yeah, I agree that he's short.
That stare down between him and Okada, dude, had me cracking the fuck up.
I agree that he's short.
But the whole time,
he just comes off like a badass. It's how you position them as well. Taz was short, but Taz, you really believe that Taz would beat the fuck out of anybody out there and didn't give a fuck. The way that his promos were, the way that they built him up, he was a fucking beast. So I say Danielson and Pac, we haven't seen anything like that since Taz. So it's going to be very hard for them to position Ricky Starks in that light. When Ricky Starks is much more of an entertainer and trash talker and shit like that.
Just set him up with Brian Cage for about 3 months. He'll be all right.
It's going to be a lot harder to hide that kind of shit. It's not like you're going to be able to put Ricky Starks in a fucking match with Randy Orton and we're not going to be like, what the fuck is this? But then we want to make fun of Omega and Kota Ibushi fucking fighting dolls and shit and little girls. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like Randy Orton is fighting a little kid. Randy Orton is fucking huge. I don't think people realize. Randy Orton can come to AEW and would make them look so fucking small.
And Billy Gunn is huge too.
Yeah, Billy Gunn. Exactly. Look at Billy Gunn compared to these other dudes.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
I get it. I think
there's some people that need to realize that they're fine where they are.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to get some massive push because they went somewhere else. That's not how that works.
It work, but you basically have to put him with a stable with like a big heater guy.
I mean, I fully believe that Andrade only went back because of Charlotte, which is fine. I understand that. But don't feed me bullshit like if you're someone like a Malachi who gets dropped out of nowhere and then is all over Twitch and saying, yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't think they understood me. All this stuff, it wasn't getting through. And then you go right back to that company. It makes you look like a hypocrite, especially when you go back over there and you're going to get put in the exact same spot you were in.
But his wife is there too.
I understand that. But I'm just saying, that's fine. If that's what you said to get back over there, that's cool. But don't say it like, oh, I'm going back over there because they understand me or I'm going to get more opportunity over there. If you're cool with just going back over there and being like, hey, you're in catering tonight, but hey, at least you get to travel with your wife, then okay, that's one thing. But don't come out of here and fucking bitch. Like we were talking about FTR. Remember when we talked about FTR? Every fucking report was they want to leave, they requested a release, but then they keep fucking re-signing new fucking deals and going back, and they keep going back and forth. I was like, hey man, this is your last shot. Either you go to fucking AEW and prove that you actually want to be a good fucking wrestling tag team and you care about tag team wrestling, or shut the fuck up and just go take the money back in WWE and call it a day. But either way, don't try to play both sides of it. I feel like that's the same concept with Malachi at this very moment. Not Andrade, because I don't think Andrade never really came out and said, oh, they didn't know what to do with me. They didn't let me do what I could do, shit like that. We clearly know that he just wants to be around Charlotte.
Malachi never said anything that negative about AEW booking him, though.
AEW?
In fact,
I didn't say nothing about AEW. I'm talking about him talking about WWE when he got let go.
I understand.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that everybody's got this idea that like he wants to leave, but I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. Because everything that he said publicly has been like, oh no, I was injured. My back was fucked up. That's why I wasn't working. And then after his back was okay.
Are you talking about when everybody was wondering why he wasn't in singles matches or whatever?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, my back's been fucked up. I've had to get carried in these trios matches. It's not a Tony thing. It's not a booking thing, whatever. And then after there was a time where I think he had gotten surgery or fixed his back or whatever. and people were like, "Oh, like why are you not in singles or whatever?" And I think the most he said about it was just like, "Oh no, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting." But that's fine. Like if you've been out and then creative doesn't exactly have anything for you immediately when you're ready again, that's normal.
Okay, so what do we talk? What do we think about when it's the same type of shit coming out for the same wrestlers though? You have the Ricky Starks thing, you got the Miro thing, you've got the Andrade thing, you got the Malachi Black thing. There's got to be some kind of smoke to the fire.
I'm just saying I haven't heard Malachi say anything complaining. We've heard shit about Miro not wanting to take losses or not liking like some of the ideas for his character. That's actually come out, but I haven't heard anything like that about Malachi. It just seems like he's getting lumped in that same group. Now,
I mean, I've seen people definitely allude to the fact that he doesn't want to take pinfalls.
Yeah,
but
I've seen that too.
Did he not take one to Edge though? I mean, so, like,
No,
technically he was protected. It was ref stoppage, but yeah, that just feeds into that though.
I think that in defense of him going back point of view, when he was talking about they didn't get me, they didn't know what to do with me, whatever.
He's talking about Vince and the company, yes.
That's Vince, yeah. So he could technically think that maybe Triple H would have better ideas for him or whatever. But again, this is not somebody I've actually seen say something like publicly or like even have leaked privately or anything like that, where he's really complaining about his position. And in fact, when it was brought to him directly,
that he's gotten to do in AEW, I feel like he's been so presented so strongly.
Yeah.
So what else do you want exactly? If your back really was messed up and that's why you were out and you don't have a problem with that, then you can't complain about not having a singles championship.
But I'm saying I haven't heard him complain.
No, I agree with that. I'm just trying to figure out where the disconnect would be if he did go. Let's say we wake up one day in a couple months and he's back. So all reports are he's going back to WWE. Mm-hmm. What didn't work in AEW that made you go back to WWE besides you just wanted to be around Zelina?
Yeah, his wife don't work there. That's it. That could be enough. Like whatever.
Okay, so let me put it like this. If that's me, all right, and I'm really having fun, and I'm with my friends, I'm with Brody, and I'm with Buddy, and we get to do whatever the fuck we want. We got really cool aesthetics. We got cool music. We got our own fucking album that I finally just got. My vinyl, by the way, that I pre-ordered last year. I should have fucking brought it over here so I could show it. I get to work with Julia Hart and help her out. I'm in title matches all the time. We won the trios titles. All this stuff is more than you did on the main roster at all in WWE. They took your fucking theme song away and then made you lose every fucking thing is what they did. And then they gave you 4 vignettes, made you come back one night, and then you magically got released. That's your comparison here. Why am I not just telling Zelina, hey, just keep running your fucking contract out and then come the fuck over here? Instead of waiting for me to go back over there and then still get misused. It's not like Zelina's positioned like motherfucking Becky Lynch over there.
She's waiting.
She had her highest moment that she's probably going to have as a wrestler over there at Backlash.
Where she lost?
Yeah, to Rhea.
Rhea? Yeah.
In Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's probably going to be her biggest thing. I mean, she was the Queen of the Ring or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But they didn't really do nothing with it either.
They never do anything with King Larry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he's really having that much fun or whatever, like the goddamn contracts in WWE aren't 10 years. This isn't fucking sports. The max that contract's going to be is 3 to 5 years, especially for a women talent. So just tell her to run her fucking contract out, and you come over here to me instead of me going over there to you.
Wasn't there a whole thing with her back when WWE was cracking down on Twitch?
The Twitch, yeah, she was pissed, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that does seem a little weird that she would be so tied to. Maybe Tony doesn't see anything to do with her. There's always that possibility too.
I don't know. I think Tony's gearing up to get Alex Windsor under contract too.
That would make sense because Ospreay would want it,
obviously. But the other thing is Ospreay kept saying like, I can't because I can't leave the UK or whatever. But if Alex Windsor and she's okay with bringing her kid over to the US too, then like, what are we doing? And she's considered one of the top indie talents right now for women.
Yeah. I feel like that doesn't mean as much as it used to, though, because top indie talents get taken up so quick by companies.
Well, I mean, when you find out people are under contract and you didn't even know, like Megan Bain, who we thought was a top indie talent, and we find out that she's been under AEW this whole time. I'm like, what? So, yeah, I don't even know who the fuck's under contract anymore with anybody. But like I said a few shows ago, which obviously would be a long time ago now, I feel like the women's talent pool right now on the indie scene is a lot deeper than the men's.
Yeah, probably. But
Yeah, I just don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear nobody fucking tell me about no fucking Triple H being best booker of the year. That's bullshit. There's no way.
No, he's
There's
not.
no way.
He's done some real dumb shit.
Not when you miss out on all the. You missed out on Mercedes, Okada, Ospreay, Jay White back to back, and you brought in Gorillas of Destiny.
That's not booking, but
okay. Ethan Page, Sean Spears, Brian Pillman Jr., and Jade.
That's and relations.
Like let's just be real with everything. Let's just be real. Let's be logical. No, you lost. You lost. It's not even close.
Like, look, if I had to choose between Tanga Loa and Okada, though,
I mean, which is worse, the person throwing the shitty chops or the person taking them? Like they're
right.
Like they're devastating.
This is your fault, Okada. Why
Not
the
really.
Fuck are you selling that?
Really, Okada's the shitty wrestler there, obviously.
Yeah. Grow up, Kazuchika.
And yeah, I don't know, man. I just like 5 of like the biggest, like when they were revealed that they were free agents. Yeah. It was like back to back 4 or 5 of the biggest free agents we've ever seen in wrestling, and AEW got all of them. All of them, dude. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. When TK said he was going to go hard in free agency, he immediately brought in fucking Deonna Purrazzo. He signed Mercedes Moné. He got Okada. He got Ospreay. And there's a good chance that it's being reported that he also got Camille, which was the longest running fucking NWA Women's Champion of all time, that we're still waiting on to come in. Like,
he got Jay White around that same time too, didn't he?
I think Jay White was before he said that.
Just slightly before.
Jay White's been there for a while, yeah.
But I mean, that was another one that.
Well, yes, that was another one that he talked to multiple organizations, WWE included, and he went with AEW because I said we had many shows on here where we're like, what should he do? And I said he should definitely go to AEW because of all the reasons why we say the other people want to go to AEW, because they want to wrestle in Japan still. They want to be able to go do other stuff still. They want to be like. What my fucking favorite thing is about this grind conversation is I can argue that these motherfuckers are grinding harder than the WWE people. Because you're just staying in your fucking box. They actually have to go out and do other shit, whether it be conventions or other promotions or movies, TV shows, etc. Like, what the fuck are you talking about the grind? You don't know shit about the grind. Ospreay, Jay White, Okada are like all moving and setting up shop in the U.S., have places here. There's no bigger grind than changing fucking countries.
This is off topic a little bit, but we were talking about women's indies wrestlers. Where the fuck is Brooke Havoc lately?
Who?
Brooke Havoc. She did some stuff on Dark, and she was in she had a few spots.
Brooke Havoc?
Yeah.
I mean, I recognize the name, but I don't think she's ever been signed.
I'm saying, but I was just thinking about women's indies wrestlers who are not signed currently. But I'm surprised she hasn't shown back up in AEW.
See what her last match was on Cage Match here. All right, let's see. She just wrestled on yesterday for Dreamwave.
Okay. Well, she's still active. That's good.
She wrestled recently in Pro Wrestling Noah as well. Yeah, I just don't think she's signed to AEW. That's all I'm saying.
She's real young too, but she's also very promising.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her name, and I know who she is if I saw her, but I didn't. I mean, I never thought she was signed anywhere. Yeah. Let me see what she's got 1 rating so far. That's a little weird because I mean, the other good thing about her is that she's definitely young. She was I think she was trained in the Nightmare Factory. She was one of those people. That's probably why she was on Dark, honestly.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure she was with that crew.
That tracks.
But I mean, she's definitely like, oh, that's my point though. Like, even the people, like, dude, there's so many fucking good women's wrestlers out there. Like we were talking about Lady Frost on our last show, and then look, she immediately fucking had that awesome promo a couple weeks later after her match with Toni Storm, and I'm sitting there like, I mean, I said it on the show. Why the fuck aren't we pushing this lady?
Kylie Ray's back around too.
What the fuck are we doing? I understand there's only so many spots here, but goddamn. And then I love the fact that TK said after the scrum after Double or Nothing, he wants women's tag titles and an intergender tag title which I was not expecting him to say because everything we've heard was he wasn't a fan of intergender wrestling, and then like Omega and them showed him how it could be done correctly, and then he started getting on board or whatever. When remember Omega, it was Omega and Riho versus Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford on the Jericho Cruise or whatever, and it got really good ratings or whatever from the Dynamite thing that was on there. Yeah, so like, or really good reviews rather. So yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that too because when Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara had the intergender titles from AAA, where they got the one red title, one blue title, whatever, I was like, man, that's a cool idea. Why the fuck doesn't AEW do that? And then came out that it's like, oh yeah, TK's not a huge fan of intergender wrestling, but I feel like he didn't say it for no reason. Let's just put it out that way. He didn't say that shit for no reason.
Yeah. Just go show him those Young Bucks Candice LeRae matches. He'll turn around.
Yeah. In PWG, yeah.
No.
Candice LeRae, no fucking joke. World's cutest tag team or whatever. Try to ignore the Joey Ryan part, but that's the only bad part about that is you can't show any of that content now.
Yeah. Yes, you can. You just blur him out like Chris Benoit.
Anyway, like yeah, you could definitely do that.
Candice LeRae and her partner versus.
Yeah, there's enough talent in AEW for sure. Like I just said, Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti could be in the division. You could have Alex Windsor and Will Ospreay because he needs another title. He could be the real belt collector.
They don't all have to be couples either. You can
Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford.
You don't all have to be
Jack
couples.
Perry and Anna Jay.
Don't all have to be couples.
Hey, I can't help that they're all together. That's not my fault.
Yeah, they do be fucking.
Well, you could have Dustin Rhodes and Thunder Rosa. They're pretty close. How about that? They're not together. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously ones out there you could do. You could definitely put a division together.
That'd be sick.
And then it's so easy to protect somebody like Dustin Rhodes, right? Dustin Rhodes and Thunder Rosa could easily beat Ospreay and Alex Windsor if Thunder Rosa just goes over Windsor, and then you're like you can see anything in that division,
Windsor.
huh?
Or Dustin goes over Windsor. They're not doing that tag.
Oh, that's right. Well, I don't think TK would do it that way though. Is that how they do it in AAA? They just say fuck it.
I don't remember, but I do know that there is definitely a video of Pentagon kicking the absolute shit.
Well, that's Penta. I mean, Penta. I mean, come on. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Penta does that. Yeah. Penta don't give a fuck, dude. Penta's like goddamn the Mexican version of Suzuki. Like he don't give a fuck. He's gonna. It don't matter if I'm not supposed to touch you or not. I'm going to slap the shit out of you. Yeah, Penta. I mean, Penta was doing that in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Goddamn.
But yeah, I mean, they could easily do it. I was just surprised that he had said it at the scrum and mentioned. I wasn't so much surprised about the women's tag titles, but when he just voluntarily threw in the intergender tag titles out there, I was like, okay, TK, let's fucking go. Because the one thing that WWE fans need to latch onto was that we have more titles coming to AEW. Two more sets of titles. Yeah, we really need that. Let's not get into the title debate here right now because I think the more titles, as long as they're for different divisions, the better. Honestly, I don't care. The women's tag titles is something that we don't have anything of in AEW, and the intergender titles is something we don't have in any of the three big promotions. So I welcome both of those sets. I was more concerned about, do we really need a continental title when we already have the international, the TNT, and the world title?
Do we need a speed title?
Well, no, I agree with that. I don't need the speed title, which is basically just the new ugly version of 24/7 title because they got rid of the 24/7 title. And then they're like, hey, how can we put in another title that doesn't mean shit? Let's throw in this stupid ass idea, the speed title. And then all the fucking pushback from it is, oh, but they're getting paid a shit ton of money to do this. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't make the title mean anything.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how much money they're getting for it.
And it also just makes whoever loses in those matches look bad because it means you can be beaten in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They're all squash matches, technically.
Well, I mean, you could have a competitive 3-minute match.
Did you see the Carl Anderson?
No, but my favorite shortest match of all time is Kurt Hennig versus the Giant in WCW.
I thought you were gonna say the Kurt Angle one.
Kurt Hennig hits this motherfucker with the fisherman suplex with the perfect plex, and everybody loses their shit. But then Giant obviously kicks out, and then Giant chokeslams them and wins. It's like a really short match, but it's a fucking awesome match for that short of a match. You could have quality matches, but to have a whole division around it is asinine.
Speaking of Hennig,
Hey, if I could beat you in fucking 3 minutes in a tournament every time, then why the fuck am I not doing that every time I go out there? The logic behind it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't like it either.
You know who should be the speed champion? Brock Lesnar should be the speed champion. He's already beaten people in fucking 7 and 15 seconds anyway for world titles. He will never lose the speed title. The fuck are we doing here?
Every match is gonna be a
Goldberg versus Lesnar in the finals of every speed tournament. Like, what are we doing? That should be it. If you want a real speed fucking champion, let's go. Don't do this dumb shit with me. Like, now these two dudes that have fucking 30-minute matches in NXT Black and Gold are now fucking having 3-minute matches against each other. Gargano versus Andrade and shit like that. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
That would be a very funny way to have Roman come back. He shows up on speed and fucking spears
speed champion.
Whoever the fucking champion is.
Everybody.
Yeah, the speed champion. Oh fuck.
Fucking spear, pin, repeat, whatever the fuck it was, whatever his thing was a long time ago. All right, we're getting the fuck out of here. It's been real.
Yeah.
I'm out. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully there's not. I'm actually surprised at the storm. I mean, it is fucking thundering. I don't know how one it didn't register on this fucking audio. I have no idea. It was loud as shit. I couldn't even hear you. Scared the shit out of Konami a couple times back here too. Well, yeah, we're looking forward to Forbidden Door 3 coming up. Obviously, we'll be doing our predictions for that sometime here shortly. I'm also working on my new YouTube series with my buddy Robert Belly Nash. We recorded the first episode. It's already edited in the bank. We'll be doing the second one here shortly. So I mean, we got some shit planned, even though I've been gone for 3 weeks. That's another thing I did with my 3 weeks off, by the way, was record that. But yeah, back to work tonight, and hopefully everybody has a great week. Enjoy the wrestling this week, and because it might be all we have after Tuesday when both of the NBA and NHL finals are finally done, or officially done, not finally, because they've both been short series, but then there'll be only wrestling until around October, so enjoy it. We're out. Deuces.